And welcome, everybody, to another edition of your favorite live stream weekly wrestling podcast. That's right. This is Tooney Talk Wrestling, or TTW, and I am Aka Dis, a.k.a. Dis. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. Remember that? We have a big show ahead of us tonight. We are covering all of the happenings of WrestleMania. And but we have a lot of fun to talk about Darby winning the title. It's a big day, a big week for AEW, going into a new era with a new champion, the future, Darby Allin. And going to talk about some creepy fans, and we got a 3, 4, 5 for you coming up. But I cannot do this show alone, so let me bring in my esteemed panel.
He's old and he's cranky in his favorite chair, yelling at the TV with that grumpy glare. He's always on, he's losing his mind. Online trolls talking trash, man, he's not kind. But we love our awful, through the grumps and the growls. Everybody shout it now. That's awful.
That's awful wrestling to you. Hi, Awful. How are you doing today?
Mr. Awful to some. Hello, everybody. Yeah, Marv said that intro's 21 seconds.
21 seconds?
Yeah.
I have it at 27 seconds.
Oh, nice. Even better.
You have the longest intro, easily.
Yeah. He was gobsmacked by that, and I told him, I was like, hey man, when you're the biggest star on the show.
Well, okay, we don't play this anymore, but I'll play it now. Jake, you're gonna have to wait. Sit back, buddy. The intro
He stole a Hogan shirt from a girl. His actions make a righteous girl. He fantasized about Alexa Bliss. Who is this guy? He's Arcadis.
Okay, so he made that one for me. That one's 22 seconds long. It feels like it's 1 minute and 30 seconds long. I don't. It just feels so long. So, but it's less than yours. And yeah, so take that. I don't know what that proved, but take that, Marv.
Yeah. Marv.
Stupid Marv. Always. Anyway, there's this guy too.
Circle of sound, tensions ignite. Jake takes on the chaos, the verbal fight. Nice guy dropping pins on wrestling nights. Most famous on Tooney Talk, owning the mic. Light, and he's Jewish.
AltJake takes on. How you doing, Jake?
I am wonderful. How's it going today, gentlemen?
It's going all right, I suppose.
Great.
I see you broke it into another podcaster's lair.
Yeah, I'm going to do this for a while until
that's awesome. That's great.
Okay, I'm going to make the call again. If anybody knows anything about 3D models or rigging or anything, hit me up. AEW Disciplinary Committee at gmail.com. See why I changed my name, by the way?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to say that over and over again.
It's a lot.
Or Octadis over on Twitter, or you got me on Discord. I have a 3D model all ready to go of my little Daniel Bryan guy with the mask. I have it ready, but I can't rig it correctly. So if anyone can help with that. But enough of that. We're not talking too much technical stuff. People don't like that. I'm in JD studio tonight, and we will be talking about some WrestleMania. So before we get into that, we do have some super chats. So let's see what you guys have to say. Regina Sharp for $10. Give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut to go. This message is brought to you by
Glum Gold, Glum Gold, Glum Gold, Glum Gold.
Always has been, always is, always will be.
Thank you very much, Regina Sharp. The show doesn't feel like it's starting until Regina Sharp gives us that
Right.
Glum Gold super chat. So we appreciate it. CWJ for $5. Hello. I appreciate that, by the way, CWJ. I like when you say hello before your super chat. it's more personal. It makes me feel, Does it become more obvious over time how much smaller AEW wrestlers are to WWE? An example, does AEW have 5 wrestlers that could give Oba an F5? Okay, Brian Cage, Wardlow,
Who? Ward? What? I haven't seen.
I mean, who?
Oh, the guy from American Gladiators.
Royce Keys.
I can think of 5 wrestlers that could give Oba a BJ, but not an F5.
And after Mania, it's like I Show Speed. I think is bigger, at least more. He's got better muscle mass than Darby. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I Show Speed looks like more of a wrestler than Darby Allin does.
Yeah.
And what we got, man, we're gonna get into a lot of Darby today, guys. I'm sure you're all really excited to hear about Darby Allin. I noticed when our people want to hear us talk about AEW. We need to find more. It's like either AEW stuff or like real goofy backstage WWE stuff is what people want. So we're gonna try to keep giving that to you. But I'm trying to think of 5. Like I said, I got Wardlow, Brian Cage. Lance,
Mark Davis.
Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus. Okay, so
now he's got a busted arm though. Now,
well, I mean, hypothetically, I think
Luchasaurus. Yeah.
But yeah, so there's some, and then what's Jake something could probably do it.
Oh yeah, he's also injured.
What do you think?
I mean, I watch the show every week, and I can't even. I'm trying to think of some. George and I watch the show every week to review it on Thursdays, and I'm like, "Fuck, who else is on that?"
You think Moxley could get Oba up?
No. I mean, he with a lot of Oba helping, yes, like Andre helped Hogan, but I don't think, yeah. I guess Claudio could. Claudio could. Yeah, there we go. I wouldn't have got there without you saying that. So,
well,
who was it that the Young Bucks that were trying to powerbomb somebody and it all fell apart? Like I remember Kenny Omega had him, and the Young Bucks were hoisted. Was that Luchasaurus? And they just fumbled the whole goddamn thing. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it was when they were fighting like Jurassic Express or something. When they were,
that's right. Yeah,
and our good friend Marco stunt.
Yeah,
Marco stunt, the used car salesman.
Shout out Noah.
So thank you very much, CWJ. We got Rhedosaurus. Speaking of sources, we got Rhedosaurus for $5. I'm so happy that Roman brought back his original head of the table theme. I like the remix version, but it should have just been for WrestleMania 40. I'll be honest with you, I didn't notice that. But I'm also entrances, and like Max is obsessed with theme songs and entrances and all that stuff. And to me, it's just all kind of like that's the part that I don't really pay attention to during the matches. So I mean, I thought Roman's entrance was cool, but I didn't notice that it was a different song or anything.
And I'm in the middle. Like I noticed it sounded something. I couldn't have placed what was different about it, but I could tell it was a little bit different.
Now I'm sure Awful recognized that though, right? Awful, unless you fast forwarded or something. But you're the music guy. You usually
no, I did, but I didn't give it that much. Didn't give it that much thought. Really. But I did notice it was the original head of the table theme.
It's we got the return of a lot of themes this week. We got AFI coming back for CM Punk during WrestleMania.
That was amazing.
You had Street Profits brought their old music back last night at Raw.
Oh yeah, they did.
There was someone else I want to say. Didn't Finn Balor?
But he brought it back when it was on Raw before.
Right. Yeah. So he kind of went back.
That's how you know he's a baby face when he comes out with that music.
I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure that somebody will say it in the chat. But Anthony J said that I'm standing on JD right now. Yeah, I'm right on top of his head. I'm standing on top of him, and it's 45,000 views. Did you see that? He had like 45,000 live views during his WrestleMania coverage. So it's crazy. I don't get it, man. You guys like that JD from New York, and I
just can't get yelled at that much.
Yeah, it just doesn't resonate with me. But
yeah, it doesn't. It all becomes like
Charlie
Brown parents to me.
The fact is, the man's been here for what, a decade?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, come on now. He's built his audience.
And I respect it. Don't get me wrong. I do respect it. I just said I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's not my thing. But there's very few wrestling podcasts that I would listen to in my free time. And, we got another one from Regina for $5. If an AEW wrestler stays in the locker room, can they still go over? Deep thoughts with Jack Perry.
Deep thoughts with Jack Perry. That's good. I like that.
And you and Kiyomiya for $1.99. What the F are you drinking? What'd I say? Did I say something weird? I'm not drinking. I'm drinking water. Is that Ewan? I hope you're feeling better, by the way. Ewan earlier was saying that he wasn't feeling very well. So I hope he is doing all right. But thank you guys so much for your super chats. We appreciate it all. Ewan, if you want to give me details about what I'm drinking, then I will. Omega has AIDS. That's the only other thing he said. Anyway, I will. We will get into that later. But it is time to discuss a little WrestleMania. So let me pull up the slideshow here. So these slides may or may not have to do with what we're talking. We're just kind of giving you ambiance in the background while we're talking about WrestleMania here. But yeah, WrestleMania happened this weekend. We had a lot of stuff going on. We can kind of go through it. CM Punk losing the title from to Roman Reigns, I think was probably the I don't know. I mean, it's how do I put it? It's the most important thing that happened in terms of how it changes the product, right? Like Brock retiring is monumental, but Brock retiring doesn't change the creative. It doesn't change the show day to day, right? I mean, it changes the attitude in the room, I guess, but it doesn't really change the show day to day. Roman coming back as the head of the table, doing the ones in the air and bringing that is kind of the biggest thing, in my opinion, to come out of WrestleMania. And what do you think? I mean, awful. What do you think about Roman coming back? And he's saying he's back. He's saying he's there until all summer. We're getting a Roman summer here.
Roman,
he's got it. I guess he's got his movies wrapped up, and so now he can work with a heavier schedule. Maybe his health is a little bit better than it was before. Maybe they were doing checkups on, if he can do this for a long period of time, considering his issues. But
he doesn't have to wrestle every week too. As long as because he's the champion, he's got to be on TV every week, or at least most weeks. 3 out of the 4 weeks of every month. And yeah, that was the big thing I thought of the post show when he actually said, "I'm going to be here for it." That makes it a good reason of why they made the change over. I'm excited to see what he's going to do this summer.
Oh, by the way, I guess I should say, please drop a like if you're listening live, and or if you're listening on delay. And if you want to be involved in the show, if you drop a super chat, $50 or more, we will interrupt. Otherwise, we will get to your super chat at the end of the segment. Okay, but the match itself, I don't think anyone has said anything can complain about this match.
Wow, it was a WrestleMania match. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it was. Go ahead.
No, first off, awesome looking shot, by the way, right there. But that's got some WrestleMania 3 vibes happening. But anyway, yeah, I thought the match was pretty damn good. Way better than Night 1's main event. And you could tell they both were into it. And I just thought it was spectacular. That was the best part. Mid-South punches.
Yeah.
Mid-South punches the entire time. They weren't fucking holding anything. But you look at it, thumb to the eye, the whole thing.
They were laying it in. It was good for the business. Yeah.
Real good for the business. And they didn't do anything crazy or outlandish. I mean, okay, we're going to jump from the top rope onto the table. Okay. That's as hardcore as it got, but yeah,
but it was like an elbow. Nobody did like a plancha, backflip or anything,
right?
Or it wasn't crazy. Yeah, it was just a fantastic wrestling match, front to back. I loved it.
You said it was better than Night 2's main event. I think
Night 1.
Night 1. Sorry. As a wrestling match, and me being a wrestling fan, right? While there have been matches that I think I may have been more entertained by or more caught up in the moment because something big happens in it, like WrestleMania 40 or something like that. As a pure match from bell to bell, I'm kind of in agreement with Mark Henry. I can't think of anything better since Shawn Taker 2 in terms of WrestleMania specifically.
And I was at that match. That was WrestleMania 26.
That's a big one.
Yeah, no, that's that. I knew it when I left the stadium that night. I'm like, that's the best match I'll ever see live. Period.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
pretty
incredible.
Cool.
And then I've only been to one Mania, and with the prices now, probably only going to get to go to one Mania. But that one,
it'll come back.
Yeah,
it'll come back. It always does. Do you see they already knocked out like SummerSlam's already half as cheap as they had to test those limits. They had to see how far they could push it, and they found it. They found how far they could push it.
Yeah, it's like a chef. They say season it till it gets sent back and then figure it out. That's
I'm noticing people in the chat are jumping to Raw. We will get to Raw, I promise, guys, but I kind of want to get through
trying to go chronological.
Yeah, trying to a little bit at least. But I mean, Punk, I don't think anyone can say anything about Punk's work after that match. Right? Like Punk put it all out there. He didn't hold back at all. And I did believe, I'm not saying that I believe like in real life, but like during the match, setting aside the what I know about wrestling and kind of letting myself get taken over by the match, you really believe that these two hated each other. And that's something that is so lost in wrestling today. When you're watching, they always feel coordinated and like they're working together. These two did not feel like they were working together at all.
You didn't see them talking to each other. You saw them talking shit to each other, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, because they've got the mics now where you can kind of hear it and you hear like, yeah, bitch, mother. Like that was cool. I really, I was sucked in and I let myself enjoy it fully.
That just shows you how great they are because of course you've like this move right here. Roman's got to feed his face to Punk's knee. That takes trust. So these guys don't really, really hate each other. They are working professional wrestling like it needs to be worked. Great spear, by the way.
No, they really went all out with this one for it. And it's one of those things too where, like you said, like they might not really like each other as people, but they knew how to be professionals and they put each other over in the match so they could both get over. Like it's one of those things that everybody was elevated from this.
I'm going to allow him to be his best so I can be my best.
There it
By
is.
the end of the night, it's going to be the best match. And they both know it. Like it ate up everything else on the card.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean, okay, in terms of quality wrestling, I mean, Gunther and Seth is there in the conversation, I guess. But there's nobody can tell me I think that this was the match of WrestleMania other than this match and me really give it any credence. It's clearly, unless I don't know, maybe if you're 12 and you really like ladder matches, although that match was all right, I guess. Can you tell I'm talking from experience, by the way? Did that come through that I had a conversation with a 12-year-old where they were trying to explain that the ladder match was the best match of the night?
No, but I mean that's what they're for. I mean there is something for everybody on that, and I feel like night 2 really kind of had that, especially too. There really was something for everybody with the beasts, Oba and Brock beating the crap out of each other, the ladder match, and then you had good women's matches, and then the Danhausen segment there for the comedy. There was enough that it was a really what wrestling's supposed to be, a spectacle, a show for everybody.
And you have Roman Reigns standing tall as the new world heavyweight champion, and really bringing us. It's an interesting contrast, right? You have AEW kind of taking a big risk, and it seems like WWE. And I'm not saying that this is the wrong move and that putting the title on Roman is the wrong move, but it's definitely the safe move. Right? Like it's definitely okay. We need someone to bring us in that kind of stabilize us a little bit. And they know Roman can stabilize it. The ratings are up while Roman's there. If he can show up and at least you can at least rely on the Roman segment, then it'll keep business where they need it to be. So I get it. And it is kind of a nice change of pace. We have gone a long time without a real Roman I don't even know if he's a face or a heel yet. Anybody have any idea, or is he just Roman Reigns?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, he just needs to be Roman Reigns, and the people that are gonna love him are gonna love him and put the ones in the air for it. I don't really think anybody like hates him at this moment. Now, if he starts doing like what he was doing when he was the head of the table with the Bloodline in full and not having like real, not having good matches and having everything with schmaz, I think that's what kind of this match hopefully solidified this new run of Roman, that there was no schmaz, nobody came out and got involved. Right. It's one of those things where I kept waiting to happen, and then when it counted the 1, 2, 3 and did it, I was like, hell yeah, thank you. This match didn't need we had that the night before, and that was what it was, and really That's why it made this match so much better to it.
You know, they both gave that telepathic look to each other, like, yeah, we're not,
yeah,
no gaga in our match.
What's weird is that in the chat, I'm seeing people say like, yeah, Roman was a safe pick, but it's boring. Swing Base said, I can't call Roman the safe pick when it's talking about money. And I that's the thing. It's like, I get it if you're talking about the like Roman Reigns from up until 2021-ish. If we're talking about that Roman Reigns, then okay. But this Roman, that's not this Roman Reigns. This Tribal Chief Roman Reigns is a different Roman Reigns than Big Dog Roman Reigns. It would be like trying to say that, Brock Lesnar, how's he going to draw? He's just a member of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew or whatever. Like, it's a different, we're talking about a different guy than the Big Dog Roman Reigns. And
I even think we're talking about a different guy than what he was as champion last time, is what it feels like. The last time he was being much more of like, not much more, but more, he was being a heel with it. And, I know he had the Usos at Raw with him. I just don't think they're going to go that. I don't think they're going to go back to what it was with if it's going to be the Bloodline, it'll be like Bloodline 2.0. It'll be different. It doesn't seem like Heyman's going to be involved, with the whatever about my tribal chief, that kind of stuff. So I think
we're going to get, okay. We'll get to what I think here when we get into Raw,
Yeah.
But one of the oddly enough, one of the biggest, most searched things coming out of WrestleMania, and one of the biggest things that happened, and whatever, like mainstream wise, was Bianca Belair coming out and saying she's pregnant.
I don't know if I said it on this show, but I've been saying it on my show for a good little bit of that, because people are like, she's been gone for so long, that the hand injury. I'm like, yeah, and she was injured, but I just don't think it was just the hand injury. I felt like this was what it was. Yeah. Because you could see like she's got something with her hand there, but she could have been on TV in backstage segments or done something with it, but yeah, this didn't surprise me when she came, especially when she came out with the dress covering her belly.
Right,
Like
yeah. The second I saw the dress, I'm like, oh, she's pregnant. Okay.
Yep.
Now it all makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
But
Remember, for a long time, there was like a moratorium on this kind of talk. Like, let's not really mention she's pregnant.
Well, I wouldn't. I didn't until she came out and said she was pregnant. Right,
but we couldn't even speculate.
Well, I didn't speculate.
I did too.
When did I speculate? Awful.
No, we speculated. We wanted to speculate, and you were like, let's not really.
I have a very specific reason for that, and should I go into it? You want me just
don't go into it.
Because I do have a very specific reason for that.
Okay, it sounds like you're about to go into it.
I mean, if you want me, it's like you.
No, I don't.
It up. You brought it up. Now I kind of have to. Okay. So, no,
this is how it goes.
I don't like speculation on pregnancy, because if they aren't pregnant and they show up and they aren't pregnant, the internet rumor mill starts. People believe that.
I thought you were going to say you lose your house.
No. People believe that Dave Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp and those guys they take them at their word. They believe that what they say is gospel and it's true. So if one of the dirt sheets goes, hey, you know what? We heard that Bianca Belair is pregnant. That means she's pregnant. That is fact on the internet at that point. And then if Bianca Belair shows up 2 months later and doesn't have a baby and isn't pregnant, then the rumors start. And then people start being
then
like,
the bombs fall.
And it's never, oh, I guess Sean Ross Sapp was wrong. It's never that. It's always, oh, well, we know what she did with that baby. We know what happened. And that's none of our business. And you don't want to, there's so many things that could have happened, and we don't want to I don't want to assign that to people. And I just don't want to be a part of that, aspect of the business. If you guys want to do it, or if we want to do it on This Is Awful, or you guys want to do it over on Jake's show, I have no problem with it, but that's just how I see it. And I know it's real funny, but it's, Well,
I just I mean, if that's Dave and Sean would, if that's what they're going to do, I just, if anybody taking them at their word takes them at their word, that's on them, dude. They're idiots. I get what you're saying, though.
I had someone in my life who had a miscarriage, and rumors started about what happened, and it kind of hurt her in different ways, and I don't want to be a part of that happening to someone else. So that's just me.
Yeah,
my personal
I just
thing,
feel like I just feel like with wrestling too, I don't think they would usually they're usually not going to announce it until they're kind of past the point,
right?
Because usually they're going to happen
And
early.
once she says it, once they announce it, I'm cool with it. That's fine. It's out there, not gonna, But I'm just talking about that. That's why I kind of do my thing here. But
how long until Tony Khan announces that one of his wrestlers is pregnant?
Yeah, exactly. So
did he already do that with Ruby Soho?
She did. Yeah, he did, didn't he? You're totally right. He did. Well, she announced it, but
yeah, with the one guy.
But wasn't that around? Was that before or after Naomi though?
It was well before.
Before.
Okay. Yeah. But there's one currently that I'm also convinced is pregnant. I won't. For distance sake.
No, I mean, okay. Well, I think that's okay because I think we got a super chat about it really early. And so
I thought so too. Yeah,
we broke that
seal, that's obvious. So, that's obvious. That one was obvious the moment it happened. Of like, oh, the storyline. Then she's gonna be out for the rest of the year. It's like, yeah, okay, like that's not an injury, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm happy with them. Go, great.
So then on the other hand, you had night one TKO Mania, as I like to call it.
Night one was the wrestle, or night one was the Mania. Night two was the wrestle in WrestleMania.
Yeah. It was like all the celebrities except Yachty, and Yachty I don't count. Yachty is a hype man.
I was just gonna say he's great at that.
He's so good. But all the celebrities were on night one. All the Gaga was on night one. Except for Danhausen. But by the way, anyone who thinks that like Danhausen not being on the show meant that like the Motor City Machine Guns or Dragunov and Mello were going to be on the show are insane. Okay, if Danhausen wasn't on the show, R-Truth would have been on the show, or it would have been just the midgets or so. There's always WrestleMania since WrestleMania 5 has always had that kind of like mid-show silly stuff that happens, and that's
for the last how long. Yeah, and for the last how many years it's been, that's where they announced the ticket. That's where they announced the attendance. And you have that, it's that moment before the main event where you kind of let everybody settle, make sure everything's okay. You get to reset before you going into the main event. That's just normal. And having Bianca announce her pregnancy at the first night, and then Danhausen doing his Danhausen stuff the second night, it made sense.
And Marv even said that Danhausen won him over on Sunday night. So
nice.
Yeah, I know.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so you had the Orton Cody match. I don't think I've shared this with you guys. I have a weird schizo conspiracy theory about this that I came up with while I was on a gummy after WrestleMania.
You can tell it just doesn't do it that I was on a gummy.
Yeah. Just one.
Are you guys on the marijuana?
I take a gummy at night so I can go to sleep, and sometimes I can't sleep, and then when I can't sleep, my mind starts coming up with crazy conspiracy theories about wrestling. So, this one is that I said this to Mole and Moguls. You know what? That actually doesn't sound that crazy. Like considering how carny wrestling is now, or has been forever. But it was that. Okay, we know that Pat is a wrestling fan. I have a theory. I think Pat knew what he was doing sucked. I think it was kind of just Jelly Roll knew it sucked. Randy Orton knew it sucked. Cody Rhodes knew it sucked. I think everyone knew it sucked except TKO. Right,
except for Ari Emanuel,
except Ari Emanuel, correct. And here's my schizo theory. They had it written that Randy Orton was going to win the match. Because they did that, then they could add the stip that Pat would never come back. Because remember, they were building to Jelly Roll and Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton and Pat before WrestleMania. So clearly they wanted this to keep going. And I think that they faked Randy Orton's back injury so they had an excuse to let Randy lose. And then Pat would go, well, I said I wasn't going to come back, and I can't, I'm part of the fraternity. I can't, if I say I'm gone, I have to be gone. And that's how they were able to end this storyline.
They found their off ramp and just took it
because Orton's injury came out of nowhere. They started talking about it on the pre-show, and then Jackie Redmond afterwards was like, I don't know if Randy Orton's going to be around very much. Like it he didn't. It was so cobbled together and weird that it just feels like it was their an off ramp was a good description of it. It was their way to slide off and figure out something to do to where they didn't have to do Jelly Roll and Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton and Pat McAfee at Backlash. And now we'll get to what they might be doing here in a little bit.
I do got to shout out. I mean, I do give some credit to Jelly Roll for hitting that, for jumping off the table and putting Pat through it. That was a pretty. If he was going to do anything, like, that was fine. Like, I wasn't looking forward to a match with him in it, but that was a perfect way of using it and getting him out of it. And off he goes.
It didn't need it didn't need Pat. It didn't need all that stuff. It would have been better if they didn't have to address it or do anything about it, but it's what happened. At least we got to see Randy Orton RKO Pat McAfee, and he brought the punt back, and Randy Orton is the Viper again, I guess.
That's a hideous picture, by the way.
This one?
Yeah, that's
you want to see
gnarly.
More hideous pictures? Let's get to this.
No.
Okay. That's the hideous one that I was talking about. Yeah, man, Cody, you can complain about the match, but Cody took that like a champ, man.
Yeah.
Look at that. Hey, that's not makeup. That man, was it the belt shot, do you think? That got him in the eye?
Damn you. It was the punt.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think it really was?
He laid hell yeah, he laid that bitch right on in. And I can hear the conversation with Randy Orton right before the match, like, you really want me to lay it? Just like he did with Shawn Spears back in AEW when he took that chair shot to the head.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So
and like even if Randy tried to pull back, Cody could have just like leaned his head at the last second, just kind of lean into it a little bit more, It's again good. The old guys say it's good for the business,
He is Dusty's kid. He is Dusty's kid. So but
kid.
There were some interesting things. Cody definitely showed some. He kind of got he kind of got the crowd by cheating. He kind of got the crowd to cheer him. Like towards the end of the match, the crowd was kind of 50-50 until Orton went full Viper and started punting and stuff like that. Cody kind of got some of the support back, and I think it's because he showed an edge and did that.
Yeah,
I think people want Cody as a heel, and I think we kind of got that tease on Raw, which, like I said, we'll get to here in a bit. Let's see what we got up next. The big one. This was the one. Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. Perfect. It was perfect. It was. I can't say anything. There's nothing to complain about, in my opinion, with this match. I don't know what you guys think. But.
Yeah, I don't like to be too hyperbolic, but I tweeted out during it, like, I feel like that was the best collar and elbow tie-up I've just ever seen. Like with the two of them at the beginning, just getting in there. And like, I feel like that was one of those moments too of like, well, let's see who is stronger in this moment, when they went both was back and forth and just, it was like two bulls or two rams in the wild, just going at it with that collar. That was awesome. This match was perfect. We got to see Oba take some bumps and sell a bit, but then be Oba.
Here's the best part, Jake. It's funny how you mentioned like that was the best collar and elbow tie-up you'd ever seen. Guess what? There were millions of people on ESPN who saw that same collar and elbow.
Yeah.
And from there, it's just like, this is why the match was so good, because, the most eyeballs possibly may have seen this match. Like, it was spectacular. You got two giants. That's what people want to see in professional wrestling. They don't want to see people that look like us in the middle of the ring. They want to see a spectacle. They want to see people they've never seen before perform moves that they've never even thought about. And Brock Lesnar and Oba, my hat's off to both of them, man. And not only that, this just shows the utmost professionalism of fucking Brock Lesnar. It's incredible how he's come full circle to being like, he doesn't really appreciate things, to being like, he's a trailblazer in that respect now. Incredible.
Yeah. And I did love this next part here, where so Brock F5's Oba. Nope.
Well, the thing was he didn't fully no sell it either. He like takes.
He didn't no sell it. He just got up first.
Yeah,
he just got up first. He got up.
And Heyman's face. Heyman was so good throughout this entire thing too. Like when Oba first got Brock out of the ring at the beginning, Heyman's like, "That's not human. That's not human." Like, that was very. Paul Heyman's fantastic always.
Yeah. So you had Oba Femi won the match, and then
Dude.
you know he did the thing on Raw, which we'll get to later. Raw, I will say, you know, I was pretty adamant directly after WrestleMania over on This Is Awful that I thought the Brock Lesnar retirement wasn't real, and I'm not fully convinced that it is, because I'm stubborn and I'm gonna keep that up, because the main thing is
Stubborn
that
idiot.
if I'm right, then I'm gonna sound so smart, and if I'm wrong, then nobody's gonna care because it's the internet and you're wrong and people get on your case for a day and then you just move on. So I can stick by. If you notice, when people, you know, there's plenty of podcasters out there who will post every time they got something right, but they never mention when they got something wrong.
It's like a gambler. Yeah.
And
they
the
talk
reason
about the
is
wins.
because if you don't talk about the losses, nobody notices them. Okay.
Yep.
So we're just gonna shut up now until.
But I'm with you, Disc. But here's the thing. I actually think what they're gonna do. What my prediction. I like is that they'll say it is a retirement. It'll be a canon retirement, and then at some point, Gunther will attack Paul Heyman, so Paul Heyman can get a little bit of a vacation, and then Paul comes back with Brock, because the whole reason that Brock did that to have the retirement in the ring situation was he turned into a baby face. He left.
Okay,
He gets to leave as a baby
That's what
face.
I said too. Yeah, that's what I said too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can still be. He's pulling him out of retirement for one last fight or whatever
In his hometown, and it's unsanctioned, and it's not a real match. He's still retired.
It's a fight. Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Brock Lesnar. You want to talk about all the fake retirements Brock Lesnar's had? Do we want to go through the list? Because Brock Lesnar retired from UFC, he went back. He retired from WWE, he went back. Like it's not it's
Either
not
way,
unheard
it's gonna
of.
be fine. Like that's the thing. Like
Yeah, I'll tell you this: Brock Lesnar would not come back if it's not going to pay off. He's not gonna do it as a favor, right? He's gonna have to get the storyline given to him and say, okay, this is worth coming back for. That's what we've learned about Brock Lesnar. So if he doesn't come back, we all know that it wasn't worth coming back for. If he does, then I'm sure that it will be. I trust Brock Lesnar. I trust his judgment, and I especially with Paul Heyman's guidance, that he's not going to come back unless they give him a very good reason to come back. So,
And it won't be Gunther. That's for damn sure.
I don't know about that, but it would. I don't know. I don't think Gunther. This thing. You keep acting like I'm saying that. You keep acting like I'm saying Gunther's going to win. And I never said that.
Oh, I am. I think Heyman will turn on Brock at the end, like he did with Big Show back in the day.
Heyman
and Gunther can be a thing.
Because what I would do is I would have Gunther have him in his retirement match, and then he can't get it, or even if whatever. I don't even know if I'd have the match. I would have the build to the match, but the end would be Oba would come out and said, "No, I already did it. You're not taking my kill." And then it goes into Oba Gunther. That's what I would lead to.
Almighty.
Even if they don't have the match between Brock and Gunther, I would have the tease of that, and then Gunther, and then it lead up to, because Oba's got to get that heat, right? Oba's the one that gets the heat from all the retirements that Gunther has been stacking up.
Remember, there was a time when everybody was just like, "Oh, it's going to be Gunther versus Brock Lesnar this year at WrestleMania." Then it turned out to be Oba Femi. I don't think Brock Lesnar. I said this.
Who said that?
Ho ho ho! Whoa 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 whoa! You can go back in the archives. Not, I didn't say any of us said it.
Okay,
but that was
I don't pay
the
attention to anyone but us.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you! As we'll be talking about the IWC later on. But
oh God,
yeah, but yeah. So the speculation was rampant that it was going to be Gunther versus Brock. Let's not think that was
I just
some
think
pipe
that's
dream.
something that people wanted.
Yeah.
The moment Oba came up on the main roster, I always kind of thought that was what it was going to be.
Yeah.
Mania was going to be Brock
If
and
we-
Oba.
If we know anything about Brock Lesnar, it's that he's kind of like, sure, he'll come back for the right price. But is the right price losing to Gunther?
No, I don't think he will come back for the right price.
Or even wrestling Gunther?
I think he'll come back for the right story. And I don't know why you don't like why you're talking about Gunther like he sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
No, I'm talking about Gunther. I'm talking about Gunther. See, I'm never going to lose my square on this. I'm talking about Gunther as he's already established. He's already a made guy.
Right, and that's why I said he doesn't win. It's just for Brock.
Just
you do it for Brock. You give him the match in his hometown. You have him go out a hero.
And there it is. There's the sticking point. You're like, because it's I mentioned this on Friday or on Sunday. Just because it's Minnesota, what does that mean? So Brock Lesnar's got to be there?
No, I didn't say he has to be there. It's a prediction. You're acting like I'm sitting here being like, it has to happen, or else I'm never watching wrestling again. I'm not that guy.
No.
It's everybody who's on the broadcast, because everybody who's on the
there are people like that. There are people like
everybody
that.
is like, it has to be. It'll ruin the moment. I'm like, it's fucking wrestling, guys. It's all for fun. Like, it's not a big deal. It's either going to be that, or he's not going to do a retirement speech till he's there. Brock will be at SummerSlam in some capacity, even if it's just like waving or whatever.
I gotta say, Punk Rock Jay.
Deal.
I gotta say, this thing does the idea that it's like this happened 3 times, so it's old and it's stale. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. And if that's the way you feel and that's the way you are, that's cool. But I think that thinking, I mean, honky, like we saw Honky Tonk Man do the same shtick for 10 years and we were fine with it. You know, we saw Hulk Hogan do the same shtick. It's like, why are you thinking that like it? Okay, he's done it 3 times. It's old. It's past. Like that's something I don't understand. But I'm older, I'm sure, than you. So I'm not gonna. It might just be. I think us oldies have a little more patience because we lived through the analog age. You know, so we had to have. We could sit through commercials. You know,
I think that might be the difference too. Is the people that actually had to live through commercials without being able to fast forward TV or pause it or whatever.
Yeah,
we had to like get everything done in 2 minutes in between when you're watching your favorite show. Because I didn't really mind the commercial breaks at WrestleMania. It's also one of those things too of just like I think what happened is the rise of Twitter and the rise of podcasting. All of that kind of happened around the time of the full decline of Vince.
Wow.
So many people in wrestling and wrestling fandom have just kind of stayed in that negative space. That's why JD has so many fans and they want to be, you know what I mean? And people like, they want to find the negative a lot of times. And I'm just, it's television. I want to enjoy it. I don't think
it's a matter of finding it. I do think that people, I do think there is a matter of like, it's just less, I don't even know what the word is that I'm looking for. You have less tolerance for that kind of thing now, and I don't know. Like
above and beyond all that, gentlemen, why are we overlooking Braun Breaker as as Paul Heyman's protector against Gunther?
Because I don't think it has anything to do with protecting Paul Heyman.
Well, whatever Gunther's going to do to Paul Heyman in order to get Brock Lesnar back, they should do with Braun Breaker.
Okay, but I don't think he's going to do anything. You see, this is the thing. You're putting. I think he's going to go to Paul Heyman. He says, we have a deal. And Paul Heyman will do the same thing he did before, which is Paul Heyman. If there's anything about Paul Heyman, if he makes a deal, he sticks with it. And I don't know why you think that Brock Lesnar is some really like high and mighty, honorable man that he won't come back and fight Gunther. Like, what about
Breaker's
Brock's
going to be a babyface soon anyway? Breaker,
like
the moment he shows up, the dogs are barking. I feel like Breaker's going to be that badass babyface. All he has to do is spear Logan Paul, and it's woo! We all love him. The babies go in the air.
And then you had old man Brock. See, and that's the other thing too is I do think there's part of Brock that likes the idea of being old man Brock. Like there's a story still to be told there, and I do think it is telling. With Heyman's statements right after the show and then changing. By the way, anyone who thinks that this wasn't planned is ridiculous. Can we all agree on that at least?
Yes, absolutely.
Anyone who's saying like Brock Lesnar just decided to do this on air. No, he didn't. They had cameras set up. They had the angle set up. They had the time allotted. They went to commercial directly after Brock Lesnar retired. To think that ESPN would be like, okay, yeah, we'll stay with it. We'll stay. Like, no, dude, this was planned. Everyone knew this was going to happen.
I might think that Paul Heyman might not have been told so that he could get him crying, because I don't know if he can cry that hard on cue, because he wasn't like that. As someone who I don't cry much, because when I cry, I ugly cry. Heyman, like he wasn't fake crying. He was full on ugly crying.
Right.
And that's so I could see them like Triple H does that like, as a need to know basis.
I've seen.
I believe
yeah.
there were few people in the room who knew that Brock was retiring.
Well, yeah, I mean specifically you're saying Triple H because after the show, Triple H went on Sports Center. He's like, I had no idea what was happening. It's like, yeah, he's working, guys.
Right.
Like people are reporting that as news, saying like even Triple H didn't know Brock Lesnar. No, yes, he
I
did.
saw that.
Are you serious?
Man, and
it was a big site too. It was like WrestlePure, one of those stupid,
It's a big site. Eric, I wish your avatar could air quote.
Yeah,
I wish your avatar could do air quotes when you say things like that, like big sites.
But what's funny is that Brock Lesnar got a pop. People chanting, "Thank you, Brock." Remember a few months ago when everyone's like, "We don't ever want Brock Lesnar to be on TV again. He's disgusting." And then he retires. Everyone's like, "We're gonna miss you so much. I love you."
Well, nobody in any arena is the people that are on Twitter because every time Brock's music hits, there's a pop, even like, no matter what in an arena.
Yeah.
But that's
did you see those guys?
The paying fans and the internet fans.
I didn't pull it, but did you see those guys who were like, we've done everything we can to not use Brock Lesnar clips when we make shorts, and then WWE, after copyright striking our show, used our Brock Lesnar clip on TV. But we don't support Brock Lesnar. It's like, okay, first off, if you don't understand copyright strikes by now, and I don't know what you're doing as a streamer.
Was that Cultaholic? I just sounded
no, it was somebody. It was I don't know. It was somebody
because I saw those guys in the clip on Raw. And I figured those guys do nothing but bash WWE now, and they use them in clips kind of often. And it's just I was hoping it'd be them.
WWE posted. When in the clip thing, they used a clip, and apparently it was some channel that got mad because WWE struck them, and it's like, yeah, they struck you because you were streaming WrestleMania. Like, what do you want? What do you think, dude? Like, what do you think's gonna happen? You're showing clips from WrestleMania as it's going on live. Like, yes.
And isn't a lot of that stuff just like automatic anyway? Like because it was
the
audio, yeah. So it's not like there's the old Don Stevens trick of it where they're coming in,
right? And then we're like, they used our clip, but we never use clips because we don't support Brock Lesnar. Okay, then you had a clip that was your reaction was strong enough that WWE chose to air it on their television. So that sounds like you're a hypocrite. If you're saying that, like, oh, we don't post our reactions to Brock Lesnar, but you still have reactions strong enough to be put on, I don't know. It's Twitch. Twitch is silly. Oh, those Twitch streamers think they can get away with anything. Like, they just like go to sleep and put Few Good Men on in the background and just let it go all night. Like they can't, somebody has to do something. I have no problem with Twitch streamers getting struck. Go ahead.
Oh, damn.
Go back.
Excuse me.
Go back.
I wanted to make mention about Ariel Helwani's comments about WrestleMania being soulless. If you guys seen that clip of Ariel Helwani proclaiming that WrestleMania was soulless. If it's been soulless, it's been soulless. If it is soulless to him, it's been soulless like that for like the last fucking 15 years.
Yeah, he never got over Stammy not winning in Montreal. He's never been the same since then. He really hasn't.
I actually think that this WrestleMania, in terms of if you want to call it soul, I think this WrestleMania was less soulless than WrestleMania 41. What soul was in WrestleMania 41? But Helwani wasn't he kind of, I don't I'm not going to get into that.
I guess what I wanted to say was, like, I think if there was anything soulless that I seen during both night 1 and 2 is that the arena needs to be darker.
Yeah.
Like they need the sun's got to be down for these things because it just lends itself to a soulful looking presentation.
Yeah, it's
There's
the Pacific time zone. Yeah. It's and they started it earlier than they should. It's a tough thing to do because I remember like what was it, the one they had in San Francisco that one year where it's like, yeah, like the ending match finally got dark with it, but yeah, I thought the same thing, especially with like the demon entrance. It's like, yeah, this doesn't work nearly as well.
It doesn't work.
But I mean, these football arenas are built to have the natural light coming in, especially these newer ones. So it's it's a catch-22 in that sense of it with these places.
Did you notice? Okay, did you like how they had when Punk? We didn't talk about this earlier, but Punk came out in his jacket and he had all the guys that died on it, and then he had Harley Race's crown on his back, right?
Okay,
yeah,
but then but it was New Orleans. right? Like that's what, if you looked at the crown, yeah, it was Harley Race's crown, but the symbol was like, it was clearly an homage to the idea that New Orleans lost WrestleMania. He was making a statement with that, right? I'm not the crazy one, am I?
I honestly didn't notice it, but
what are you fucking talking
Go look at the jacket.
about this?
Go look at the jacket. Look at the
I
jacket.
looked at the jacket. I see the jacket. It's purple. But holy shit.
It looks that's it. Just when I saw that, I'm like, Harley in New Orleans, like it screamed New Orleans to me. And are you really thinking that Punk isn't the guy who would be like, fuck WWE because they didn't go to New Orleans? I'm gonna give a shout out to my friends in New Orleans.
That is like just ultra meta.
And Punk, it's ultra Punk too, isn't it? Come on. Are you gonna?
I can't rock along with this. I can't rock with that theory. Anyway. Yeah, but that's all I wanted to say. Like, yeah, it just needs to be in a darker setting.
How does
gotta be down.
How do how do you pronounce that? The fleur de lis? How do you pronounce that?
Fleur de lis.
Fleur de lis. I was close.
Yeah.
How is that associated with Harley Race?
I haven't seen the. I didn't see the back of it as that well. I didn't notice there was a fleur. I'm trying to find it online.
There was a
right
fleur
now.
de lis. So how?
I'm not saying there wasn't. I didn't personally see it. I'm trying to find it. Did Harley win the title? New Orleans was a pretty big.
I don't know.
Town. I
don't understand how that's associated with Harley Race. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so fleur de lis, whatever.
So like Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Yeah,
they're saying Brad said it was on his crown. If that's true, then okay. But I don't remember seeing it on his crown. I never remember seeing it on his crown. And if that's true, then I apologize. To be fair, I wasn't the biggest King Harley Race guy. I liked Harley's, when he was. I'm from Missouri, so the Harley Race I know wasn't wearing a crown. So if that's Regina's saying it was okay. So maybe it wasn't the crown. I apologize if that's true. I just didn't remember it. We go on to Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was.
Pretty cool
it was
entrance.
It was a good entrance. The entrance was great.
Yeah, I liked his entrance a lot with the fire and the Samoans with him. It was really cool. And then how they had like it started where it's like on the screens where it was the jail cell and then it rose out. It was cool.
Yeah.
And they beat the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah, they beat the shit out. The match was good. I wish it wasn't on ESPN. Like I really do feel like this match lost something because it was on ESPN. I'm not saying that they go like ultra violent or anything, but it felt like they were rushed. It felt like it felt more like a Raw or a SmackDown match than a WrestleMania match. And I think it was because they were on TV and they had to have a hard cutout and they had to pace it like a television match, But I'm glad Jacob won. Does anybody have any problems with Jacob winning? Or
oh no, not at all. He had
and of course, again, a lot more eyeballs were on.
That's
Jacob
true.
Fatu tonight or that night. so
yes,
good for him.
Okay, that's a good point because while I'm talking about it being selfish as a wrestling fan, that I wanted more and I wish it wasn't on. But in terms of they're obviously pushing Jacob Fatu, they want to get him in front of as many people as possible. They want to make him a big star. Putting it on free TV, doing it that way, totally makes sense. So yeah. I get that.
And I did confirm it. Yeah, no, the fleur de lis was totally on the Harley Race.
Okay, then I was wrong. I have no problem.
I didn't know.
No problem admitting I was wrong. I just didn't.
I like where your head was at. No, I like you being their conspiracy theorist guy. This is good.
I'm always going to be a conspiracy theorist.
I love it.
Yeah,
this is good.
That was so far afield, though. Like, what the hell?
But you didn't know it was on the
fleur de
crown
lis on the
either,
back of the
awful.
jacket,
You didn't know it was on the crown either. Give me.
That's what I'm here to do. I'll research stuff. I'll figure it out. I can figure it out pretty quickly. I got you.
Okay, so we're moving on.
I just know it wasn't that.
We got Dom versus the Demon.
This is one of the best entrances I've ever seen.
You don't think anything I ever say is right.
Yeah,
so,
well, that's it. I loved this entrance though with the King of the Luchadors.
Yeah,
like,
awesome.
Oh yeah,
Dom is. It's crazy how good he has become. Like he was. I mean, babyface Dom was what it was, but not only has he been so great since he's turned heel, but he's just pushed it even further. I love this kid, man.
There's gonna be. It's going to be in the near future that we get a real Dom Roman Reigns feud, I believe. I think that we're getting Dom. They can build it as triple. Now Dom has a world title, so it can be world champion versus world champion. Dom, it just feels like we're getting there at some point,
And you can do that at one of the smaller pay-per-views.
Right.
It doesn't have to be the gigantic match that it can be, but it can be something that like Roman Reigns has like a 2-month feud with Dominic Mysterio. Yeah.
Or Roman Dom winning.
Whatever.
Dom could win Money in the Bank. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
Dom
right.
could win
Yeah,
Money in the Bank.
There you go. Yep.
He'd be I mean, he's because he is a little smaller still with it, and like he'll fill out as he gets older with it too. But just it's an easy. He doesn't have to be this year. I mean, it could be, but I could see. Yeah, Dom's just he's got a bright future.
And Finn Balor, that demon, man. I get why he doesn't like it. I get why he doesn't like doing it, but I love it. I love it.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
It makes my slop. I'm going to use that word I hate. It makes my slop loving brain just so happy when all the, it's like, I get a dopamine hit when I see, when it goes, whoa, and I freak out. You love the demon. I had to explain to Max. Max was like, why is he just the demon all the time? I'm like, well, it takes 4 hours to do the makeup. And he's like, well, yeah, but I mean, look at how cool it is. Don't you think he'd be okay with that? I go, okay, think about it like this. Like, you're Finn Balor, right? And when you put on makeup for 4 hours, you get a bigger pop than you do anytime that you're Finn Balor. Are you going to like being the demon when you know, or are you going to be like, why don't they cheer for Finn Balor that way? So, but I like the demon. I thought the match was fine. People are like, oh, it's wasted. And people just want to complain. That's why I was very happy. I stayed off the internet all weekend, and it made WrestleMania so much better, guys. Like if you can like break away from the IWC for a little bit and watch these things in a bubble, it makes it so much better because you're not. I don't need to check the phone and see why everyone hated what I just liked. You know what I mean?
Where people hate what I like. It fuels me to like it more. Honestly, it really does. I'm like, fuck you. That was great. Like, I loved it because Dis and I were texting during, and he told me that. And I totally get it. The IWC can't. It just doesn't bleed into me. I had people that I'm friends with like DMing me, trying to get me to like not like things or hate them. Like, this is not who I am. Well, if I liked it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. And I'm gonna stick to what I do. The thing about me is that it's not so much that it changes my opinion. It makes me note because, like, I'll be completely honest. When I'm watching something like WrestleMania, I'm just kind of like laying back, relaxing. I'm not sitting there like taking notes and doing all that. So if Max says something, I'll talk to him for a little bit. I'll have conversations. I'll drink a beer, like I'm having
dinner's on the porch.
Yeah, exactly. I'm flipping burgers every once in a while. So, if I come to my phone and then I get, this is the list of the reasons that you shouldn't like the Dominic Mysterio match, and I go, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I guess Dom did flub that move, and okay, yeah, I guess you're right. Like it just kind of kills my buzz. And at that point,
see, I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, fuck you. Like, no, it will only feel because like I'm not usually one to change my opinion from the beginning. That's why I kind of go into almost everything I do live without much, like with Dave clips or whatever. Like I purposely avoid them so I can react live here at like the Tony Khan lives that George and I do on our Thursday show. The only thing I take notes for is for Dynamite, so I can just remember my thoughts in the moment when I watched it live. Like it's just how I operate with them. I don't know, but I'm an only child, so I don't really have I never had anybody influence me. I'm just like I don't give a fuck.
What do you think of the Demon? Awful.
It's an okay character, but
Finn Balor's
I thought the
better.
match was pretty. Yeah, he's made it so. I mean, because you don't see too much of the Demon. You're obviously seeing a lot more Finn Balor, and he's obviously made a third dimension to that character. Because for a while, Finn Balor was just like, I was just like, what's he up? Like, what's his presence and his purpose? And he broke out of the Judgment Day, and now it seems like he's got something going on with him. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I got no problem with the Demon character. I really liked his entrance. Again, things are taken away when it's daytime, but
yeah, he really did kind of rest on that I am one of the best wrestlers that ever lived thing for a little while.
Yeah,
because he really is, dude. Like when he is going, it's so clean. It reminds me of Bret Hart. The way he's just like, it's not that he makes it look easy. He makes it look the exact opposite. He makes it look impossible. He makes it look like I could never.
He moves more like dynamite.
Okay, there you go. There you go. You nailed it. That's exactly it.
He moves more like dynamite to me. But
yeah,
go ahead. Sorry.
No. That was it. You nailed it. I like Finn. His match with JD last night, man. I wanted that to go an hour. I could have watched that forever. Those two guys in the ring together are so good. JD is so underrated.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's never gonna be like a world champion or anything like that, but he's just a great worker, and he will take crazy bumps. I mean, the Mexican Destroyer onto the ladder was. Oof.
Oh, you know what? I put this here because I for some reason saw Dom, and but it's not Dom, so we're gonna move on. Dom won, or Finn won, which is good because Dom can afford the loss, still has the title. Finn,
well, he has an out. He's got 2 outs. It was the Demon who doesn't wrestle it off, and then it was a street fight that he wasn't planned for. It's perfect, and Dom already did that on Monday, so yeah, it's great.
And Finn absolutely needed that win.
Oh yeah,
absolutely needed that win. It's gonna catapult him into something different, So, okay, we can talk about this though because I don't think there's a lot of other pictures for this. So
yeah, really? It wasn't long enough to have. It wasn't long enough.
It wasn't. Did you hear why? Did you see why it wasn't long?
No,
because they were so physical with each other before WrestleMania that by the time they got to WrestleMania, they were both beat up and injured, so they had to come.
I mean, Liv's face, she still had the black eyes from that backstage thing. Liv looked great, but she looked a little rough too around the face.
I'm glad they're continuing the thing. I'm ready to see more. I'm ready for them to have that big long match. Liv having the title is the right way to go. Steph chasing is the right way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Steph needs a chase. I was saying that before, because she wasn't. I don't think she was supposed to win the title in France initially, but because Naomi vacated it, it kind of got they kind of got put into that box with it, and
it worked.
It did. It's just there's some people that kind of died down for it just because she never got a big chase as a babyface, as we all know. It makes a babyface to be in the chase with it. That's why people are getting sick of Cody with stuff.
So there's not too much, I mean, we got Jade looked fantastic, by the way, coming out looking like Gladys Knight. You know what I mean? Like you ever see? I remember, or was it?
I didn't get that out. I didn't get this outfit.
I can't remember if it was Gladys Knight.
Me and my wife looked at each other.
Shaka Khan. I don't know, but I remember seeing one of them at the Grammys who had all that stuff on her like that, and that's immediately what I thought of when I saw Jade Cargill was, a soul singer at the Grammys,
Was the outfit supposed to be like an extension of her hair or something? I didn't get it either, Awful. I did not quite.
I thought it looked good. Yeah.
It looked good. I just didn't quite get it, but I liked it. No, this was the best Jade's not only looked in like the edges of it, but this is the best match I've ever seen her have.
Rhea decided that she was going to give Jade a fantastic match, and she did. Not fantastic, but you know what I mean. It was for Jade. It was fantastic. Mm-hmm. She made Jade look really good.
Listen, the other thing is that you'll notice this is when I was just like, "Oh, Jade's hit another level." I didn't notice any boo job face.
Yep.
And I was just like, "Uh-oh, wow, okay." She's to the point where I was just like, "Yeah, she's going over tonight." And she lost with class and grace. And I can't rock with Marv said. He said, Rhea carried this match. I'm like, nah, it was kind of like 50-50. If you ask me, like Jade carried her weight.
Rhea led the match.
Yeah, of course.
And it would not, you put Rhea in there. If they would have had this exact match with Jade and like Raquel, it probably wouldn't have been as good. I don't think she was carried though. I think it was a good match. I think they were good dance partners. I think they'll have better feuds in the future. And I don't care about Rhea having the title. I think that's the main thing about this. It's just I don't care about Rhea Ripley anymore. It's been like she's been doing this. I don't like her as a face. I've never liked Rhea as a face. And I hate the Rhea with the EO as her puppy and that whole thing. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. But she, a lot of bisexual girls like her. So I can't. What do I know?
No, I mean she's so over it because I mean with any character you want to see some evolution or change to it or like a face or heel turn, but she still gets these massive pops. People love her, so I mean they're gonna ride that wave as long as they can.
She's the only woman that when I see a sign in the crowd that's like "Marry me, Rhea," or "I love you," or something like that, it is always a woman.
That's fair.
Never a man. Like Liv gets her snips. All the other women get their like dudes who are all into them, but with Rhea, it's only women. Women love Rhea Ripley. they want to marry her and have babies. Speaking of marry, I don't know why I said that. Paige is here. Yeah,
I mean, good. She got a big pop. That was, I mean, good for her.
Yeah,
like,
Marv. Yeah, I was gonna push back on Marv with that a little bit on Sunday, but we kind of moved on. Yeah, I don't think it was as bad as he made it out to be. I think she got a decent pop. People were happy to see her. She worked better than she has in a while. She didn't look like she was protecting herself the whole time. I don't know if that was because it was WrestleMania or because it was back in WWE. I don't know why it is, but she worked a little different and not as protective. Other than that, though.
Yeah, and they paced it right where she didn't start the match and it took a while to get a tag in, and they had like she almost got tagged, and then when she get in, that was another big pop. So I mean, good for her.
Right.
Could you go back to that picture? By the way, do you see Nick Khan texting Vince McMahon right there at the?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Nick Khan, it had no expression on his face all night. You know,
does he ever have an expression on his face? Like, unless he's talking about like the robust flywheel. I always is Nick Khan texting, or was it Signal that they were using, or Telegraph?
He's got that look of, hey, something stinks all the time.
Lingus.
But every time Paige got in the ring, my anxiety levels went up a little bit. I was just like, oh boy.
Well,
hopefully nothing happens.
Fair.
Is the WWE a second opinion for her?
I think what it is I think I don't know. She wasn't. I don't know. I have no explanation. I don't care. Honestly, I think it was WWE was in a real tough spot. They had booked this match, and the only reason this match was on WrestleMania was because of the Bellas. There's no reason to have this match on WrestleMania besides the Bellas. That's the only reason. And one of the Bellas gets hurt, so you gotta do something. And Paige was free, and they're like, okay, yeah, you know what? Sure, come in. I would be surprised if you see her wrestle a lot in WWE. I could see her being more of like she was already in the GM role in the past. I could see her moving into something like that.
Especially on NXT. George said that forever ago, whenever she left AEW, that she could be the NXT GM. I can see. I mean, I guess you could see her being a manager as well if they wanted to, but she'd make a great GM for NXT.
Yeah. So
did somebody check on Tony Khan, by the way.
Man, look at ISO speed. He is a wrestler, man. Like he got himself in better shape than a lot of the wrestlers did.
He is jacked, dude. He's got like the side abs too. Like, yeah, I was impressed. I like I said, I don't know much about the kid. I know he's a big star, but he sold well. He sold better than most guys.
He's going to be a wrestler. He's going to be a wrestler. This is his fall.
He's on the Logan Paul path. Yeah.
He's exactly. He's on the Logan Paul path. The jump was great. He sold. He's got a good at it. Like he seems like one of those guys that actually cares. He's not one of the. He's not Travis Scott or Ty Scott.
He took it seriously.
Yeah. So
LA Knight is looking in the air like, this guy's gonna take my job.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I'm sorry, man. LA Knight just seems like last night when we don't have much on this, but last night when Gunther was doing his interview and then LA Knight showed up, it was like I was watching who's a great actor. It's like I was watching Idris Elba deliver a monologue in On the Wire, and then Yogi Bear comes and shows up in the middle of it. It just completely takes me out of it. Like, what are we here for, guys? What is LA Knight? I don't get LA Knight, but
hey, boo boo.
Yeah, like
he's just catching his. Catchphrases.
Time to do catchphrases. Woo! It's
Picnic
that
basket.
era.
Picnic
The federales
basket.
aren't gonna like this, Yogi.
Hey,
So-
all I know is I Show Speed sells better than Will Ospreay. So
Heyo!
I see Boris in the chat talking shit. I had to start one back at him.
The Wire was a documentary. You and Q.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
actually it. I mean, the Baltimore stuff is so interesting. Homicide Wire. I could talk about that. That's a whole other podcast. Maybe we'll do that if me and Awful, if Awful ever gets a member stream, we'll do a Wire podcast at some point.
Wires, yeah, that's aside from the last season, it's a top show. The
Yeah.
last season,
Sopranos. as
Oh yeah,
well.
we can do that too. I'll do that too. Okay, so you got Seth Rollins, you got going through. The match was fantastic. The match was great. This match was the highlight of night one. They put on a clinic in there. Seth is always say what you want about his character work, although I think he's gotten a lot better recently. But he's always good in the ring. Gunther's Gunther. This was cool.
Yeah.
That shot, like you could tell that they were like, okay, this was supposed to be Braun Breaker's WrestleMania. We all know that. You go back, it was like one night was supposed to be Oba, one night was supposed to be Brock. That's the way this has been set up. Or Braun, I'm sorry. That's the way this has been set up for a long time. Braun got injured, but they found a way. They found a way to give him to give him the shine. Easily the most impressive thing that happened was the most impressive thing for that night was this shot.
It was so good.
Was,
and you knew it was going to happen. I mean, it was pretty not obvious, but it seemed like that was the best way to do it for the match. That and to have him be the reason that Seth loses. But
yes, Awful. You're giggling, Awful. What are you doing?
He threw me off with that giggle.
I'm so sorry. Like I just pictured the Flintstones, like that
Yeah.
bongo sound, like
That shot though with the drone camera behind
drone
him
camera,
running,
right, yeah.
that was so
Yeah.
good. That was so good. And you knew it was coming and you had that time. And apparently that ramp was 75 yards. So he ran almost a full football field and just flipped Seth and took him out. That was great. That was so much fun.
he kind of looked tired halfway down. It looked like
Yep.
he was just like, oh man, I'm still running. Oh
Yeah.
man.
All right, and now we're at the main event. Trick Williams.
Yeah.
The trick trade.
It was great. I mean, what can we say about this match? Trick Williams, the man. Like they now
Again.
have a night. I'm really surprised that Javon didn't win. We didn't. I didn't have any clips of Javon, but I am really surprised that Javon didn't win because, like, could you imagine having one night where it's like Trick Williams, Javon, and Oba Femi all broke out that night?
I said
Yeah.
that shit last night.
know.
Like, yeah,
That's- you
night
sold
one
me
was
on
BET.
Night
As
two.
far
night two.
as
They too.
night two was BET. No, night one was BET actually.
What was night one? BET. Trick was.
Oh no,
on
that's right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Right, night
Yeah,
two.
Trick,
Yeah, I'm
Jade, Oba.
getting my
Javon,
Black Knights
Yeah.
mixed up. But
Um,
yeah, again,
It's great to see
he's-
Trick's parents there too.
Yeah. Awesome. Just you know what's separating these guys from the pack, from everybody else, is that they are hungry, and it's been a while since we've seen hungry new competitors in wrestling. You know, like Braun Breaker was good, you know, but again, like he fell to injury a little bit, and it's just like, okay, who's next? Well, they've got him. They've got Trick Williams. They've got Oba Femi.
Well,
They've got Javon Evans. Like,
Can I tell you what I think? I think a lot of that has to do with like the new way they do call-ups, where it's like, I think in the past, a lot of NXT was like, okay, we're in NXT because we know we're going to get up to WWE and then we're going to be stars when we get to WWE. So we got to do our time in NXT. And now I think it's more like, okay, well, you look at Tony D'Angelo, you look at Sean Spears, you look at these guys, and you're like, some people are just in NXT. So getting to WWE isn't an inevitability, right? It's not a guarantee. You have to actually show up. You have to work. You have to put the time
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And
Tony
so-
Deal he had to change his character.
Yeah. But I mean,
had to.
but so you're actually, and they've seen guys like Giovanni Vici and Mojo
God, I
Rawley,
forgot about him.
Oh,
all these guys who came up and like it was because there was a while when it's like, okay, you go to NXT, you spend a year at NXT, you come up to the main roster, and then you're on the main roster. Like the idea that now that it isn't a guarantee anymore and that people fail, you actually have guys that are really pushing themselves to become
Right.
better and work harder. And and also it does come in waves though. Like we got Brock Lesnar, Cena, Orton, and Batista all at the same time too.
Right. Yeah.
So
Shawn Michaels seems to know like when they're ready. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
And
Full
I also
Ruka,
think
man.
being on the CW helps them. Like it makes NXT better with it because it's not just like a throwaway show. It's like the CW really promotes it. If you watch any sports on the CW, there's NXT commercials.
Yeah. And Trick Williams' parents there. Trick's dad
great.
looks like a mix between like Teddy Long and Beetlejuice.
Oh God.
He does. I'm sorry. That's what he looks like. What do you want me to say?
Where's Jeff Jarrett when you need him?
This clearly wanting to be Trick Williams' dad.
Got Yachty, man. Yachty going in, taking out the gingerbread man thing that worked. I thought that the whole Trick stuff was great, and right now though. Thank you. By the way, we got through WrestleMania. We're gonna get into Raw here in a second, but I do have to get to your super chats for Bianca Belair. You and Cumio $1.99. Is this the father? I hope not. I hope not.
Like I said, he wants to be the father of Trick Williams, so he's just gonna degrade.
No, he wants Trick Williams to be his daddy. There's a difference.
He's gonna marry Flash Legend.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
Flash Legend's not good enough for Trick Williams. Jarma for $5 with Roman confirmed for the summer season. Does that telegraph that he drops the title to Oba at SummerSlam? Not complaining, but just wondering. No, because so on the post show, Oba specifically said the end of the year.
Yeah.
And Roman said, whenever you're. So this is at least going to go to Survivor Series Royal Rumble time. I think he just said summer because that's what wrestlers like. Wrestlers have always referred, at least WWE guys have always referred to the time after WrestleMania as summer for some reason. I don't know. But if you go back and watch like the post shows of WrestleMania, it was always like this summer. It's the summer of blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, it's okay. Yeah, but it's April, so we got a few months here, but
it's fucking summer here in Phoenix already. So
yeah, that's what they
Nice.
always do. But thank you very much, Jama, for that. We got Renasaurus again for $5. I'll one up Jake. Gunther won't go after Heyman. Oh no, Gunther will systematically destroy the Vision by himself, so Brock is forced to come back. Okay. We can.
I'd watch it. No, we'll see.
And Regina Sharp, we already read this one. It was on Harley's crown. Yes. Thank you very much, Regina Sharp. So now we are getting into Raw. If you have anything you want to say about Raw, drop a super chat, $50 or more. We will stop the show and read it live. Less than that, and we will read it at the end of the segment. Make sure you are dropping a like. We are happy that everyone can be here tonight. And we're going to get into Raw because boy, oh boy, Raw was a show, wasn't it? Best post WrestleMania Raw in years. In my
Damn, I missed it.
Did you really?
Yeah. I didn't get a
Well,
chance
you're
to
about
watch
to. We got all the good stuff here.
It. All right.
But this,
Yeah, it was a very good Raw. It was.
It felt more like for a while since that weird Raw where Vince came back for a day.
Yeah, was it after 39?
Yeah. Since then, the Raw after WrestleMania has been like very kind of blah. It's been mainly like, okay, well, the new NXT guys are here. We got or something.
Last year, Rusev came back. Yeah.
Yeah, Rusev comes back.
Like,
they made the Vision at the beginning of the show, and then the rest of the show is just like, and now here's Damian Priest or something. It's just like, okay, it's not what you want from a post WrestleMania
Right.
Raw. Yeah, the idea of post, in my opinion, and a lot of that has to do with Netflix. I get it, right? Where like Netflix wants the first show of the year to be the big one,
Right.
but to me, your Raw after WrestleMania sets the stage for the rest of the year, and I think this Raw absolutely set the stage for the rest of the year. So we had Roman was coming out. He saw Jay and Jimmy, and he said, "Come on out with me, guys." And they casually got the Bloodline back together. I guess would be the best way to
Well,
describe
I mean,
it.
yeah, well, and he didn't. They didn't fully get it because Roman was trying to say like, they're separated. We got to be together as a family, and then they raised the ones. And as Roman's raising his one, like he does, Jacob's music hit. Like it was a good moment. Although, in the back, go back to that shot really quick. All the green shirts. The green shirt guy has a family apparently. What was that? Like they were all
wow.
back
How about that?
Yeah, once you saw them on the show, it was hard to you couldn't not see them. It was what the hell? green shirt guys got friends.
This is the fun part though, because we get to speculate a little bit. I loved that Jacob was the one that came out.
Yeah,
dude, I don't usually like pop in my living room. Right, there are occasions where I'll like have fun with the boy, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, yay," something like that, or I'll chant or yeet or something because he's sitting there. But
God
like,
damn it!
Come on, I'm a dad. I'm making him, I gotta do dad shit, right? But when Jacob Fatu came out, I legitimately like I'm in a recliner. The dad move where I looked like what's his name? Like Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. Where it's like, oh, and he points at the screen.
Yeah.
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
That's it. Yeah, once upon a time in Hollywood.
You grab your kid's shirt.
Yeah, I was in my recliner and like the legs went down and I'm pointing at the screen. I'm like, oh,
and what was great is that nobody saw this coming. There were so many people predicting what was going to happen.
Yep.
What Roman's next feud was going to be. A lot of people saying Oba. I saw a few other ones. I didn't see anybody pick Jacob or think of, and I didn't think of it either. And that was cool to hear when his music popped. Where it's like, yeah, that was awesome.
I'm telling you guys, this is a long story. Okay. Like Jacob's not winning this title, but Roman was pretty adamant about the idea that it is like, okay, if you don't win, you know what you got to do. Right. And it does feel very similar to the stuff he did with Jay, where it's like, you'll get your shot, but you know what happens if you don't win,
Gotta wear a dress.
Oh, you gotta wear a dress. No, you're my guy. Like if you don't win, you have to acknowledge me. You have to be in the. That's what I think that's where I think this is going. I think the idea will be that like Jacob Fatu will be like the secret way, and it'll lead to eventually getting to the point where Jacob beats Roman. But I think that Jacob will become Roman's number one soldier or whatever.
I can see it. I get you. I didn't think about that. I could see it. Oh yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a excuse me, a long-term storyline, but I didn't think that was going to be it. But that makes sense, though. I could see that.
The thing that told me that was because they said backlash. You know what I mean? Like they specifically said it's going to be backlash, and it's like there's no way that they would just end this feud after a month. Like
yeah, definitely.
So that's why I feel like Kev always said that Jay was going to be the end game for the Bloodline story. The last, because they've always said that like. The story's going on for decades or whatever, which I believe, by the way. I totally think that Paul Heyman in his head is being like, I can't wait to have Jimmy and Jay's kids fight each other, I absolutely believe that. But I do think that the pivot is going to be Jacob instead of Jay because they found out Jay isn't the guy. Jay is a guy, but Jay's not the guy. Jacob could be the guy,
Yeah. No, yeah. Jay's like upper tier, but Jacob's upper echelon.
Right. Yeah. Jay is, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
He's very good. He's got. I mean, for the crowd, there is those moments, but he's not the guy. Jacob.
He can't steer anybody that weighs over 250 pounds, or else it looks ridiculous. Stuff like that. Like
there's just so. Charisma about Jacob, yeah.
But Jacob, man, I really hope they play into the story where it becomes like, because the obvious story that's screaming in my face, and this might not be something that Roman wants to get into, but
what's it doing in your face?
It's screaming in my face.
Okay, sorry.
It's coming in my face.
Else.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I say?
That was a trick. We already got that. We already had that.
Yeah. The obvious story is Jacob being like, "Why didn't you bring me into the bloodline? Why didn't you do this for me? Why did it have to be solo?" And there's a good story there if they go for it, but I do think that it might be a line that Roman won't cross. So I don't know. But
Can somebody hire this man?
who, me?
Just someone hire him from Stanford, please.
Why?
Thank
It's
you.
not that good.
Get that.
It's not
Fax
that
that,
good.
please.
You don't think I'm good? You just want me to shut up. That's
No, I don't.
Actually, so it's funny you say that. I got a picture. One of my friends worked on like some of the video packages for WrestleMania, and he sent me a picture today from the headquarters with the Andre the Giant statue. I'm like, you son of a bitch. He lives in New York, and he's like,
Wow.
he's a video editing guy. He did the color on the WrestleMania moments video, and then both of the Lin-Manuel Miranda
nice.
speech. Yeah,
Nice.
and he's not a wrestling fan at all. I'm like, I am so fucking jealous. I'm like, give them my ad. I will move to the East Coast for a job with WWE. Sure.
So outside of that, we had Oba Femi coming out and mic dropping. What a perfect.
This I saw.
People were complaining like that's all you're gonna have Oba. Yeah, that's all you're gonna have Oba do. That's all Oba
Yes.
needs to do.
Yeah.
Comes out, says I'm the ruler, drops the mic, it's done. That's all you need, man.
People
you don't
want
need more.
everything all at once, and it's like you gotta pace it out. Like people who wanted him to feud with Roman right now. It's like
yeah.
if he does that, then where do you go after
Then
that?
what?
You know?
Right. Yeah, what do you got-
exactly.
what do you got left?
It's like was it Chris Connor kept saying that Braun Breaker should have won the title at Mania. Like, just calm down. Like he'll have time. Like you don't need to.
Yeah,
Once you
Oba's
put them there, it's over.
Oba's 28, so you're gonna
Yeah.
have him win. You know, you're gonna have him like then. So okay, yeah, you had him win the title in his first month in the business, and then you have 20 more years that you have to book after that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It's just like and people always forget too, like, oh, he did it with Brock. Yeah, he got burnt out. Oh, they did it with Randy, and then he went crazy for a while. Like, you gotta
Let's
pace it out. It'll be fine. There's time.
yeah. Unless he fucks with some paralegal,
True.
he should be all right. But
True.
it was awesome. I'm so happy he came out in a suit.
Yes.
So happy. Like it was just like, yes, you've hit all the beats. Came
Right.
down to the ring. The crowd loved it. Loved him. He soaked it all in. He didn't get too emotional, you know what I mean? And then he said, the ruler has arrived. I mean, perfect.
Oba will
Perfect.
be- Oba will be the guy. If you go by WWE history, Oba will win the Intercontinental title, and then he will win the World title without losing the Intercontinental title. Anytime these guys have any like all these guys that come up that way, that's usually how it works out. And then
Yeah.
they have to kind of drop the Intercontinental title quietly and like just vacate it or something to
Mhm.
get rid of it. But
Mhm.
yeah, I have a feeling that you're going to see Oba be who's the Intercontinental champion right now? Penta. Yeah, Oba can be. It won't be Penta though. Oba will beat whoever beats Penta, Ethan Page or something, and then
Might be Rusev after. Did you guys see the video?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh yeah, that's exactly. There you go. Good
Yeah.
job,
Yeah.
Jake.
That's what we do. We're a team here. Did you guys see the video thing that they had with Tom Rinaldi talking about Oba's life? It was like a 7-minute video on the ESPN app, and I think it's on
No.
YouTube too, where it's Oba talking. They show pictures of him as a kid in Nigeria. And then it goes to some stuff that happened for him at Alabama. It's just like a 7, maybe 8-minute like life story of Oba Femi. It's
Right.
really cool. And they had Tom Rinaldi do it, who's like, when you want to give it that gravitas, that guy's voice. It's really
Right.
good. It's on the ESPN app. You should check it out. It's awesome. You can tell he wants to be this more than like Brock wanted to. Brock kind of did it
Right.
to do it. He was never a big wrestling fan. Like Oba used to get bootleg DVDs of WrestleManias when he was a kid. So this is what he's wanted to do his whole life. So
Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about with the boy is that Brock Lesnar was never a wrestling fan coming in.
right.
Oba Femi loved professional wrestling.
Yeah.
So, and that is I guess Trick is Trick the only one. Hasn't Trick said that he wasn't a huge fan growing up?
Correct. Yep. But then he
And was
fell in
into
love with them when he
football.
got to the PC. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mello and those guys all liked it.
Yeah, and Javon. Javon's from North
Javon,
Carolina.
yeah.
So yeah, he grew up loving him.
He's a football player. He knows how to fall in line. But as far as Oba Femi is concerned, holy shit. This guy. Oh, I saw a social media post talking about how like don't do Oba Femi like you did Brock Lesnar because the IWC won't like it. So
Fuck the
what?
AEW.
You do exactly what you did with Brock Lesnar. Here's the 1-2 punch, though. See, you have the that one portion of Brock Lesnar, but the other portion of Oba Femi should be Undertaker, where we don't know any more about him, and he holds up the kayfabe for the next 20 years. Like, he's really got to sink into this character, and let's not get too much more into his family and all the other nonsense. Let's just have Oba Femi create his own legacy, without having to go into his personal life and all the other shit.
Yeah. And I mean, it was real. Like, yeah, he's going to be like the guy. Yeah.
If it was a great documentary, let it be the last documentary.
Well, I mean, for now, it's one of those things where you can kind of you can save it for, because like Dis said, you got 20 years. He's not going anywhere. It's not like which that's why you could do what you did with Brock with him, but you could slow play it. Like, there's no need, because Brock, he came in at the Raw after Mania in 2002 and he won the title at SummerSlam. I mean, you can do that with Oba, but then where do you go? I don't know. I just feel like there's that. you can there's time for it, but we'll see. I'm curious to where his feud will go from here. Maybe it will be Gunther, who knows? And then the big first debut from NXT was Ethan Page has been called up.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't watch NXT, but he has been like one of the bright lights of NXT for the last couple of years. He's like the reason that Javon Evans and Trick Williams both got over as well as they did. They had major feuds with him. He like broke Javon's jaw, kayfabe. Like, they had a long storyline there, and with Trick. So I don't know exactly how well he'll do on the main roster. I don't think he's really above that upper mid card, but I mean, that's not a bad place to be.
Couldn't they have him go up against Javon Evans? You know what I mean? Give him something to do. Oh, okay.
That was the match he had. Yep. That was the match that he had.
Awesome.
And then Rusev, it's a great call. Yeah, no. And then Rusev came out or during the match and like hit Javon and made it so that Ethan Page won.
Right.
And then Penta tries to come out for the save and Rusev choked him out. But when you have that moment of Penta, Rusev, Javon, and Ethan Page, all four of them wrestled in AEW like 2-3 years ago. Javon, he was on Dark, but this when you said check on Tony Khan, I thought of this segment. This was the first match. This was like the Oba came out, did the mic drop, and then this was the first thing on the Raw after Mania was four guys who Tony lost.
So do you think Oba and Ethan Page are a thing now? Because I'd be fine with that. Rusev and Ethan Page. Like, I always think Rusev is better when he has someone who can really like be that charismatic.
I didn't think about that, but now that you say it, yes. Now I'm sold on that now. I didn't think that before, but yes, absolutely. That would be great. Because that'd be good for Ethan to have. You're good.
No, go ahead.
It'd be good for Ethan to have someone to be he's almost like a player coach kind of situation, because he is a little bit older. And although they said he weighed in at 240 pounds, so I guess he's put some beef on himself.
But I doubt that. I don't know. It's weird because they announced Finn's real weight, which they did 190 for Finn at last night. So I thought, it was weird that they announced Ethan at 240, because I'm like, I don't know if Finn's 190. If Finn's 190, like, how is Ethan 240?
Like 225, I could have bought. Maybe 230, I would have bought. Yeah, that's 240. I was like, that's a lot. I thought that
so how was he received last night?
Fine.
Ethan Page. Yeah.
I mean, he's a heel, so what are you gonna do?
Gotcha. Did they give him an entrance, or it was one of those things where it's like, we're back from commercial and Ethan Page is in the ring? Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
He killed the music and everything. Yeah, and he had like his best gear on too, with like the gold coloring and the gold boots.
They gave him a little stinger before. They gave him a little thing. They were
okay.
Yeah, they let you know he was there. It was a little backstage segment where it was like he showed up. He's like, and I'm here.
Right. Okay.
They announced that he was on the they're I think it's telling. I have a feeling that we might see Ricky Saints on Friday, but I do think it's telling that Ethan Page was the one that got there first. Because
he got there first, didn't he?
Well,
he got there before Ricky Saints.
But remember, the whole story with Ricky Saints was that like, oh, he's coming in. The only reason he's not in WWE and he's on NXT is because they're waiting until Mania. But Ethan Page, Ethan Page is on a different level than Ricky Saints, in my opinion.
Of course,
You know who
I'm
Ethan
standing
Page
10 toes down on it. Ricky Saints is just not that guy.
Ethan
and he
Page
never will
reminds
be.
me of Chris Jericho in it, like about 15 years ago. You know what I mean? Like that's where I see Ethan Page. Ricky Saints, he's fine. I could
Hurricane
see him,
status.
Yeah, or Dolph. You know, like I can see Ricky Saints like getting a title run at some point, but he's a solid
One of the
hand.
Bashams.
He's a solid hand who's gonna put on good matches, but he's never gonna. But Ethan Page, I can see Ethan Page being a guy that breaks through, except he's just older. That's the only problem, you know.
Yeah, but I see what you mean about Ethan Page. I would go back with Jericho when he like even 20 years ago, more than 15.
We kind of already went through the. I got it now. We kind of already went through the Jacob stuff. So, we got okay. So Paul Heyman came out and cried again about Brock Lesnar.
But it was he moved to the anger stage. This was him, angry.
Right? Yeah,
I like this picture too because Logan Paul looks like the bad guy from Karate Kid.
And when Braun came out, man. Like, he always does though. He always looks like
but like with the vest this time, like this was really really pushed forward. But yeah, Braun really got a good entrance here for
Braun.
him.
He looks so much like his dad though, doesn't he? I always every once in a while it catches me where I'm like, man, he looks like his dad. But last night it was he looks like Rick Steiner.
He looks like his dad, and then when he gets on the mic, he sounds like his uncle. He's got the perfect combo of the two.
But it really did feel like division mattered again last night, you know. And they were out in the weeds without Breaker. Like they just didn't. They were more just like a tag team. They got to call themselves division with Breaker back. That's no knock on Logan Paul at all. It's just Logan Paul isn't the leader. You know what I mean? Like his character right now doesn't lend itself to leading anything.
Yeah.
But we got the Street Profits back.
Angelo. Mr. Dawkins.
I gotta say,
what
man,
is going on?
What do you? Okay, you say I think he looks better than he did before.
Okay.
Dude,
I mean,
he at one point Angelo Dawkins couldn't take off his shirt. Awful. You weren't watching SmackDown there for a while, so I get it. But like that's when everyone was like, I can't believe they're not using the Street Profits. I'm like, did you see the Street Profits? Like Montez Ford, and credit to Montez Ford, the man he found out he's a father. When I found out I was a father, I gained about 25 pounds too. So I get it. Okay.
Montez no one's looking at Montez. I'm looking at Dawkins like,
no. I'm talking about before they got taken off TV.
Okay.
Before they got taken off TV, they were both pretty heavy. Dawkins especially, but it was more noticeable with Montez because he was always in shape. So when Montez put on weight, you could tell. But Dawkins actually I think looks better than he did before.
All right, well. Anyway, I'm glad to see that they're back, but come on, Dawkins, when you get that phone call, bro, you gotta, 4 a.m. gym calls.
Jake. Okay, because Jake, I know Jake watches like weekly. You remember when Dawkins was wearing a bodysuit, right?
Yeah, and like in the singlet even. So like he had the gut. Like he doesn't look the best here. I see what you.
Yeah, he just looked like a fat guy for a long time.
Yeah, it looks like more like with his chest. It's more like because the skin. It's almost like they're like the skin from him losing weight.
I think
he got real big.
I think you might notice it now because he actually took his shirt off, but he didn't take his shirt off for like 6 months there. Awful.
Yeah, and like wrestled in a singlet. Like
I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
The chat's like, Dawkins is looking at. So Dawkins. There's a reason the Street Profits were taken off TV. Anyone who's like I can't believe the Street Profits were there was a reason the Street Profits were taken off TV.
All right, so why are they on TV now? What happened last night?
They
what's going on?
Dawkins, because Montez Ford looks amazing. First off.
Oh God.
Well, what happened was it was the Vision segment, and they were calling out. Breaker got on the mic and was talking shit about Seth Rollins, and I'm gonna be wherever you are. And then Rollins came up from behind, hit Breaker with the chair, and then gets attacked by the Vision with Austin Theory and Logan Paul, and then these two come out for the save of.
Okay.
And so they just want to be a part of the tag team division,
right?
Again,
exactly. I don't think it's so much that there was Seth, but before that whole thing happened, when the Vision when they were doing the promo before Braun came out, they were talking about how the Vision is going to reignite the tag division.
Because they are the tag champs. So
right. Yeah, they are the tag champions. So
so that's why But it was great. They got a big pop when they went back to like
back to the
Diff
old
said earlier.
music.
Yep, the back to the old music with
Which
the horns and everything.
I like but okay, their other song was made for them because they were turning heels and they ended up not turning heels. So I get why.
Right, because Bobby Lashley left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready for more Usos versus Street Profit matches.
I'm okay with that. Then Sol Ruka.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah, she made her debut.
Sol Ruka made a statement last night.
Yeah, no, she came in. Yeah, they're putting her right in the mix, which is where she needs to be. She's awesome. She's got that physical charisma that we talk about with like Jacob Fatu and other stuff. People just love her. Like she's awesome.
I feel sorry for Maxine. Right.
Now, maybe Maxine can go back down to NXT and get that like year of NXT that she needed before Vince called her up.
I feel sorry for her because it's like before, at least with Maxine, you're like, okay, she's not that great, but she's like a model. Like you know, and she's trying really hard and good for her.
You're doing good.
And then Sol Ruka shows up and it's like, oh wait, did Maxine get a nose ring? Oh, when did she get that good? Oh, it's not Maxine. Like it really does feel like
Maxine hit the tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But yeah, Sol, and then Sol came right out, like, because Liv was doing her title celebration, and then Sol came out during that and challenged Liv right at the beginning.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
How was her promo?
Fine.
It's good. She stumbled a little bit. You could tell, but she stumbled at the beginning.
She called the Royal Rumble a battle royal.
Yeah, that was it. I knew she said something, but then she picked it up, like she realized, like, oh shit, and she was fine by the end of it. It started a little bit. She's not the best on the mic. That's not her number one game.
Anthony J. They're teasing Maxine in Theory. They are. I get what you're saying. They're saying that Maxine and Theory are gonna do something together. They have them backstage, but I also think that Ethan Page and Sol Ruka is kind of like they're the better versions of Maxine. And
yeah, but Austin Theory's still like 25, so he's got plenty of time and to figure it out. Right. Maxine. She seems very nice. I don't want to say bad things. But
the only reason I brought that up is because I was like hit both levels there.
Yeah, no. I didn't even think about Maxine at all until you said I haven't thought about her. She needs to go back to NXT for like
because when Sol Ruka came out with the second, like I remember there was something happened where I couldn't hear it. Oh, I was on the back porch. And I couldn't
have a dinner on the back porch.
I couldn't hear the TV, but I could see the TV. And for a second, I thought it was Maxine. And it's like, oh, wait, no, that's not, So Maxine is not with Shiloh, right? She's with another guy from Evolve. I don't know who, but and then Zarya came out and beat up Maxine because they had a match tonight.
Sol, not Maxine. She beat
up Sol. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same thing.
You really did get them confused.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's funny. I also like that Sol Ruka has like the checkered patches on her, like the ska stuff, because her dad's a drummer at a ska band. That's cool. That works.
She needs better music. She needs a better entrance.
Yeah, she definitely that Dick Dale sounded like needs to go away. You know, but like it's like the beginning of Pulp Fiction. It worked for NXT, but she needs to that needs to step up with yeah.
But that is the Raw after WrestleMania, and I don't know. I thought I like the direction they're going in. I'm curious, obviously, to see where they go on Friday. Oh, we didn't even talk about it though. Let's talk about it real quick. Punk and Cody, awful. I gotta give you your flowers, buddy. It looks like it's finally happening, man.
What's
talking about Punk and Cody for a long time. So you didn't watch Raw?
Oh yeah. I watched a few clips and that was it. I have not seen the whole show yet.
So do you want to run through it, Jake? What happened?
Yeah, it was Punk came out at the beginning, like right at the start, and it was weird because he came out to like he walked out and they had the lights down and there was no music, and then he drops to the knee and then says it's clobber, and then they play the music and he comes out and he gave a speech like. I mean, I thought he was going to take a vacation, but he said, nope, I'm staying here, and kind of went over how he got the title and all that kind of stuff. He kept saying, you never know when a title opportunity is going to fall out of the sky. And then Cody's music hit, and he came walking out. And for some reason, WWE didn't upload the pictures of that. That's why I didn't get those for that. But Cody with the eye come out, and they had a little discussion back and forth. And
it was an interesting back and forth, too, because
it was weird.
usually you got Cody being the happy guy and you got Punk being the kind of like cynical guy, right? But Cody,
The grump dick.
Right, yeah, good call. But it was totally switched. Punk was talking about like, yeah, I'm not the champion, but I gave it my all, and I love the fans, and blah blah blah. And Cody came out and he's like, I hate myself. I hate everything about this. I'm mad. And the Punk's like, why are you mad? He's like, I didn't do as good as I. But it was very much like weird emo Cody. It does feel like I mean, obviously they're leading to Cody Punk. I don't know when they're gonna do it. I think
SummerSlam.
My first thought was SummerSlam, but then I thought they might do, because they like to do the thing where they give you a taste early and then drop it for like 3 months and then pick it up again. I could see them doing something at Backlash.
I mean, if Cody can do, I mean, I don't know when's the next time he's gonna be able to wrestle with that eye in the side.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
but I could see them doing something at Backlash.
I could, yeah.
And it just be kind of like a schmoz finish or whatever. Maybe that's. I mean, who deserves time off is Cody Rhodes, right? Like Cody Rhodes has been going for how long now? I think he had a month break during the fall, but that's it.
Yeah, and that was when he went to go film Street Fighter.
Right.
We're talking about the same guy here, one who can bring his kid along with him and his wife.
True.
In a big gigantic
everybody
fucking
can do that.
apartment
Yeah, I mean
on
that's
wheels.
true, but everyone can do that. They just don't do that. And I don't mean. I mean, when you're talking about the undercard guys, though, let's be fair. They get time off all the time because it's kind of like in WWE. It's almost gotten to like an 8-month on, 4-month off thing, kind of. If you notice, like for the undercard guys, but then the top card has to kind of stay. I don't know. I'm just saying. The only thing I was saying
WWE wrestlers are eating good.
Right. The only thing I was saying is that I could see Cody going away for a while. And maybe the idea would be like, hey, we need to get Punk away from Roman, so putting Punk over on SmackDown would work. It would also kind of put off the idea. It would give us something to do between the time that we until we want to get back to Randy and Cody. And give Cody some time off in the meantime. I don't know. I could see it, but I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. Is there anything else really that we didn't hit from last night?
Becky Lynch beat AJ Lee.
Well, that happened at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We didn't hit. I mean, what do you?
We need to go match by match. Yeah. No, there was they had the cool like Brock Lesnar retrospective package that was pretty.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to be on the show, but they just had that of like this was his career, and then Rhea Ripley and EO had they had their little breakup, and then as Rhea's walking out, Liv was sitting on like the crates that they have wherever. They had a little moment there because that's still a callback that they can do for it. But I mean, it was a really good Raw for the Raw after Mania. I enjoyed it.
It definitely set the stage for more,
yeah,
and that's what I want from the post WrestleMania Raw. All right, but we talked a lot about what we thought about WrestleMania. We talked a lot about what the IWC thought about WrestleMania. Oh, I guess I should say real quick, if you do have super chats, $50 or more, we will break. Otherwise, we will catch up with super chats at the end of each segment. But we talked a lot about what we thought and what everyone else thought and the chat thought and everything. But don't you wonder what Dave Meltzer thought about WrestleMania? Didn't that go through your head?
Not
once. Listening to that.
Yes.
At this moment, I'd like to have something go through my head.
But don't worry. This is a transition. This is what we call a transition. Okay. So
segue.
let's hear. Yeah, segue. That's good. So let's hear what Dave thought about WrestleMania Night 2.
Match was so good. They worked a match like two guys that hated each other. And I thought they both did a fantastic job. I
wanted to pull this mainly because I like to think exactly. I like to think that if Tony Khan had never done the interview with Vince Russo, we would never get anything like this on there. But let's keep listening here.
Little things, and they had the big things, but also like the little things. and the fans ate it up. There were chants for both guys. They absolutely, I mean, there was not one moment in this match where the crowd was bored, tired.
Right.
I mean, they were into it from.
Here's the other thing
They
you're going to find.
they hadn't seen 16 matches before it, so they didn't have to get tired.
Yeah, here's the other thing you're going to find. This Dave segment, you're going to agree with Dave every time he talks.
Wow.
It's a weird one.
Also,
But-
Alvarez talking about the little things just makes me laugh
Start
with
to
him
finish.
being a little thing.
It's like the story of the match.
There's
Every
Dave, by the way.
guy had these
Yeah.
little things, these little new.
Who the
things.
fuck is
After
that?
watching
God damn. Yo.
I like how they're doing this from a hotel room too. Like that's a hotel
They
room. in
went to
Vegas with-
WrestleMania. They went.
What in the
They ran
senior
shit.
golf course is this?
I
Jesus
like.
Christ.
Okay, I just want to point out. I don't remember Dave talking about being at WrestleMania for years. He didn't talk about being at like I think he went to like 2 AEW shows or whatever. But he is proud, loud and proud about how he went to WrestleMania this year.
Holy
Yeah, it's
shit.
usually that he goes to like all of the other stuff around Mania,
Right,
but he doesn't
right.
go to act. Yeah, no, you're right. I didn't think about that. You're
Days of
absolutely right.
WrestleMania, WWE style wrestling, where there was not a lot of nuance. It was awesome in this match. And Roman Reigns won the title.
New one.
Place went nuts. And I thought it was just an awesome main event. Great main event.
Oh yeah, I think it's one of the best matches in WrestleMania history.
Yeah.
One of the in WrestleMania history. This man is scorned. Okay. So-
Yeah, we didn't get like the it's
mad.
okay. No, he was just he's so depressed. He went from he was like it was a denial, anger, like I forget the
Yep.
stages, but he's going through them in real time on camera. It's great.
And
Look at
this-
his body language. He's blocking something. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
says
Like,
Meltzer didn't go to Wrestle. Oh, that's
Offensive.
you know what? If it might have been just Alvarez that went to WrestleMania, but regardless, thank you, LK, for the correction.
They're there for the weekend.
where did
They
he
were
go?
there for the weekend, yeah.
PWG or some dumb shit?
He watched from a hotel. They said so. A
Oh.
hotel suite.
Yeah, it looks
By
like the Days
himself.
In based on that curtain.
This is the same place that Mercedes Monet posted all her TikToks. Remember that?
Looks like the same place where they film NWA.
Hey, NWA got on Comet. They got a national wrestling deal. Good for them, by the way.
Is that the channel they got it? I saw the headline that they got it.
Yeah, they're on Comet. Yeah, people don't know who Comet is. It's an antenna.
Yeah, 'cause
channel.
I don't.
I get it. Everyone, you all get it. If you have any cable system, we have Comet. You can. It's a anyway.
Great match. The
Great match.
So-
Clean,
clean.
no interference,
Mhm.
no Vince McMahon return or any such bullshit.
What
It was just
Vince
a nice,
McMahon return?
34-minute match that built out of the storyline that they started with. Clean finish. I thought it was great. I
It
thought
was great. They thought it was great. So now that was the big title change in WWE, right? There was a big title change somewhere else. And I wonder what Dave might have thought about
The
that.
city dump.
Are you curious as to what Dave thought about Darby Allin winning the title?
I'd love to hear his thoughts.
Like it's the right
On,
guy. I completely disagree as far as the guy. As far as doing a title change on a Wednesday TV,
Let's go back here.
when you say like it's the right guy, I completely disagree as far as the guy. As far as doing a title change on a Wednesday TV, that's in any time. That's
I agree with that, by the way. I don't mind television title changes. I know that the internet hates them for some reason and equates them with Vince Russo, but as long as you're not doing them like every week, I have
Right,
no
as long as
problem
the
with the
hot
title.
potato, yeah.
I have no problem with the title. Because if you don't do a title change on television, then you're making it seem like every title match on television means nothing. Right? So you have to do them occasionally. So I have no problem with it. Northern DC, I agree with you, by the way. Yes, Russo is 10 times worse, but you know.
there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's like to me, world champion should be top
Okay.
one.
Well, okay, you notice how he's like looking for the words here. He's like, how can I say this? He doesn't. A world champion should be. Let's.
It's like to me, world champion should be top one generally, but certainly top 3 or 4 in your company, and he's not. I don't think that when you are having as much success as you are as compared to the last couple of years, that you should rush the title off of the guy who is your key draw.
Hey, that's a good thought. That's a good thought, Dave Meltzer. Where were you 3 months ago when we were reporting about how Tony Khan is mad at MJF and doesn't like the fact that he is forced to put the title on it? Remember that? Remember when we talked about that like 3 months ago? Where it was like MJF was kind of like, or Tony Khan was mad at MJF about Happy Gilmore 2 and all that crap, but he couldn't.
And that's why MJF was always saying that it's the business is great, things are up, this is the best title in the business. MJF was trying to kiss his ass for it. Yeah, I remember.
Boris, you're a good sport. Thank you, Boris, calling Meltzer a traitor in the chat and spelling it the correct way. I appreciate that. But yeah, we talked about this a few months ago. I got a little info that maybe Tony wasn't that happy with MJF and was kind of upset that he had to put the title on MJF. And I think that might be coming to fruition now, but let's keep listening.
On the way, as far as a guy, and if I'm trying to protect the sanctity of the championship as opposed to make the championship something that somebody gets because for good service. You know what I mean? Which I hate that, because it just means anyone can win the title as opposed to someone as champion.
Where's he been at the last 4 years?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Where
they
was
were all
he during-
rewarded for good service.
Yeah, where was he when Hangman Page got the title? Okay.
Was it twice or 3 times?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, Meltzer, man, he's suddenly very smart. No, I understand what's going on. I am mocking him. Okay.
He really is jilted.
He is. He absolutely is jilted.
Like, this is crazy.
1,000%.
I mean, it's 2 jilts because he doesn't like Russo or Coachman, and they yeah. He's double sad.
He's done. He is a fed head. He is an Edro. He's. I don't know. I think TKO's actually doing a really good job. I didn't expect to think that, but I think
if we see Dave Meltzer on the Pat McAfee show, man, that's gonna be.
And then Vince was like, "Bro, AEW, I love Speedball Mike Bailey. You see all the flips and shit that he did. You see that? I love that shit. That's what you're gonna
bro.
We're in Bizarro world, okay? Chris Van Vliet and Ariel Helwani are gonna love AEW suddenly.
You know what I mean?
Like, he just loves everything. He's just a super nice guy.
I'm just waiting for Sean Ross Sapp to be like, man, you know what?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, the champions were chosen because they're the champions. You know what I mean? There's like,
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Back when it was a Jim Londos and fucking
right.
When you were a kid, when Luthez was
when Barry Von Raschke won the title, I mean, he was really deserving of that championship.
They didn't have TV when you were a kid. You had to go to the arenas.
When Gotch got that title, I gotta tell you.
They're
the
best.
Brazil.
And they're not. You don't bring prelim guys to hold the belt with the idea of using the belt to elevate them. They've already elevated themselves.
Man, he is just really going all like. If you're Darby Allin, if you're listening to this and you're like, Dave Meltzer has sat there and gushed about Britt Baker and Jack Perry and MJF and just talked about how great all of these guys are. Suddenly you're giving the title. He's like, I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
And
I personally
remember he did this. They recorded this was done before. This was done like Wednesday during the day. This was before, So this was Darby definitely got to hear this before he went out there and was shaking and crying. Yeah. So Dave's not only bitching, but he's blowing their big title change too. Because the only people that watch Dave do this are AEW fans.
Right, exactly.
Crazy.
That's why they're the champions. So, and you have to lose them at times, of course.
Yeah, you have to lose titles
have the number
eventually.
one guy be champion. Although, obviously there were periods with Luthez and Bruno Sammartino where they really always were champion, but in this day and age, I would never do that. When you say like
nobody asked you if you should do
Dave.
it.
Good job, Dave Meltzer. Yes.
He's talking about Bruno.
So Dave Meltzer, not
like Darby kicked his dog or some shit. Yeah.
Dave Meltzer not a fan of Darby Allin winning the title last week. What do you guys think? We had let me get back here. There we go. There he is. Darby, Sting showed up. You had Sting and Darby back together. The big celebration in the middle of the ring
with
Darby
with all those
crowd.
big stars. I mean, yeah, it's a bunch of
A match with, I believe, 4 days build, right? 4 days build. I mean, clearly,
really
I'm not
it's 3.
Yeah.
Sunday night to Wednesday night. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna. Okay, I say this all the time though. Like people were like, "Well, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes only had 2 months built." No, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton had 20 years built. And to be fair,
Yeah.
Darby Allin and MJF had 6 years, I guess you can call it. That they, so you can't
Right.
really. But preparing people for Darby Allin suddenly being the champion, this was definitely. It feels very last minute, right?
Yeah, no, it definitely seemed reactionary, and that they're trying to get buzz during WrestleMania week,
Right?
And
Yes.
yeah, and I it might be not fully reactionary. It might have been something where he saw it on the calendar a couple of weeks or months out, where it was going to be in Darby's hometown, and so maybe he had it planned. But it's still why? It just God,
And why
Sting
not-
in that hair? It kills me.
You know what? Sting. Okay, little. We on This Is Awful. Sometimes we listen to other podcasts and like to give little tips.
Yeah.
Let me give a little tip to Tony Khan here. You should have had Sting come out in Darby's makeup, because Darby in the past came out in Sting's makeup. So if you had Sting come out in Darby's makeup tonight, that might have been something.
I mean, Sting took the time to put the makeup on. He couldn't throw in a little Just for Men, like the stuff that washes out after a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's just old man Sting. I mean, it's that's scary.
I mean, look at this, dude. Like that's like you have. My first thought is maybe it's just a hot shot thing. Maybe it's just a week, but they're making graphics. They're going they're really serious about Darby Allin being their champion.
I still agree with that, but I don't think I think he loses it a Double or Nothing, which is in the end of May, I think. Because I don't think they're going to go with. I don't think he's going to have the title going into Wembley.
Look how little.
August.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Darby Allin looks like a child.
Little
staring at
stinger. He's a little stinger. All the little stingers. And like the way they did it too, of how they had it, that they I'll give him credit where they set up the opening segment, set up the main event, which is good wrestling television. But I mean,
That's
on.
Russo. That's
Yeah.
Russo, by the way.
Yeah, it is. And the way they did the way they had MJF lose, where I mean, it was what a 4-minute match, and and Darby did his all 4 finishers off of each post, and then the headlock takeover. Like, I mean, MJF has an out, but oof,
I mean, it was basically a squash match.
yeah,
Essentially,
yeah. This was I mean, as somebody who's watched AEW Dynamite 30 weeks in a row now to review it on Thursday nights on the channel, it's this was rough. This was I still can't believe they did it. Like,
speaking of the Russo thing, it's like it's funny because we make we are making fun of the idea that Russo and Tony Khan are friends. We are making fun of it because it's hilarious. After everything that's happened between Tony Khan and Vince Russo, it's very funny that they get along right now. But there are definitely things that Vince Russo brings to the table that would help Tony Khan. I think I think Vince Russo is probably a better wrestling booker than Tony Khan is.
And
Is that crazy?
Wow, that's. I mean, I when you started the statement, I
nothing?
thought
We're
so,
done?
and then
No,
when you started the
awful.
statement,
Is
I
that
thought
crazy?
so.
Is
Awful's been silent for a lot of that. See, I don't
Okay.
I think we
No,
might have
no,
knocked him out for it.
I was listening, and I
what
do
do
want
you-
to say.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was
no,
just
you
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
what do you think? Is Vince Russo a step up from Tony Khan?
No,
Okay.
by no means. It's a lateral move. It's a
That's
lateral
what I was gonna
play
say,
because it's gonna be terrible in a different way. It's not gonna be an improvement. It's not. And see, it would be one thing if it was good in a whole other way, but it's going to be perceived as good in in the beginning if it happens, because it's just something completely different than what we saw for the last 7 years. But it's going to be terrible in a whole different way, where it's not going to grow an audience. It's going to actually repel the the hardcore fans if Vince Russo gets his hands on the pen. But
Same shit, different booker.
I'm talking specific. Okay, here's where I'm looking at. Okay, Vince Russo
I just answered. It's a lateral.
I know, but Vince Russo understands story structure, at least. Like Jake mentioned earlier, like they did the opening segment at the beginning of the show, and it led to something that actually paid off at the end of the show. And that's something that Tony Khan does not understand at all. Right?
Yeah, he never can format a television show.
Right.
Something that we
So,
talk about all the time.
like, is there a world where you bring Vince Russo in and he's at least able, and I get it, right? Like, I'm just looking back at TNA 2008 when Vince Russo kind of structured the show, but someone else wrote it, and it ended up being the best year in the history of TNA. And I'm just asking hypothetically, is there a world where Vince Russo could actually improve the AEW product?
Can't make it any worse. I mean, maybe he can. I don't know. But
may I also say that I predicted this in my awful predictions for 2026. I didn't have it written out, but I did say it on Rock and Ropes, live and in charge. I said they would pull the trigger on Darby Allin becoming the AEW World Champion. The problem with all of this is that, one, he's not marketable. See, all this falderall and Trumpridge with these posters and all that. I mean, you're not going to really bring in any new audience with Darby Allin in there. You can't really sell him as a viable champion, especially after trying to hot shot before the biggest goddamn wrestling event of the entire year, in which you had guys like Oba Femi was on ESPN. See what I'm saying? Like Jacob Patu, all these big guys, and you got Darby Allin, as Neckbeards likes to say, the belt is half the size as he is, you know, and it was a terrible pull the trigger. You should have kept it on MJF just a little while longer. This was hotshot booking.
What do you
might
think,
put
Jake?
it back? I think they're probably going to put it back on MJF at Double or Nothing, because I mean, yeah, they did it to get people buzzing during WrestleMania week, but people like Awful said, there were already ESPN was full of WWE wrestlers the entire week, whether it was, you know, I mean, even Danhausen cursed Stephen A. Smith on First Take. They talked about it for a day. And then SmackDown happened, and Royce Keys won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and then it was WrestleMania. And I mean, honestly, as of yesterday, has anybody even thought about this? And the follow up is he's going to wrestle Tommaso Ciampa on Wednesday.
No,
Oh,
okay.
God.
Here's the thing, Vince Russo. I do actually believe that there is a place for Vince Russo in the wrestling business if you can get him to. How do I put it? He was good under Vince. Okay. He did what he needed to do under Vince. And if you had someone of that level, if you had someone of that talent who could come up with ideas and then kind of, because people
He needs
always
a filter. He needs a filter.
Because people always say that Vince Russo was good with the Vince McMahon filter, but I actually think it was the other way around. I think
Vince Tony Khan should hire Jim Cornette.
I think Tony Khan
tried.
Yeah, he did. No, but I think that Vince Russo actually instilled the idea of how to pace a show to Vince McMahon, how to actually do, because Vince McMahon was always built on excuse me, stories that would last six months to a year. And he was in an era where you had to have shows, you had to have storylines last a week to a month. And Vince Russo got him on that pace of regular television where it's like, okay, you want episodic television. We're not talking about syndicated at 7:00 in the morning anymore. We're talking about prime time. And if you want that, you have to have it be episodic. And he was able to show Vince McMahon how to do episodic television. And that's what led to the boom in the Attitude Era. The truth is, I don't think Vince Russo, any of his ideas were good, but he knows how to structure a show. He knows how to pace a show, and he knows how to get people to watch week to week to week, not on the stories, but on the pace and the structure of the show. If you had someone talented like Vince McMahon was on the other end, who could use that knowledge to make the show better, I think that you could actually get a better show. The problem is that it's Tony Khan, and Tony Khan doesn't have good ideas.
And I get scared of them having ideas together. That really, it's like when you have like the bad influence, like, they're
not going to get along. They're not going to get along. It's two driven egos.
I mean,
there's going to be
to be fair, we're talking about them like that Vince Russo is already hired, and there's been no reports that Vince Russo is working for AEW. So.
I'm still saying
we might be talking like this by the end of the summer.
We could be, yeah.
So.
We've seen we saw last week what Russo's doing in JCW. I don't.
Oh no, yeah.
I don't think he's got that.
No. In JCW, if you want to see, we watched some JCW last week with cocaine. Don't worry, guys. We understand.
I got a good segue for you, my man.
What's that?
Darby Allin, kind of looks like a fan.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Probably smells like one too.
So I wonder if he acts like a fan, but we will find that out very shortly. But first, we have to get through this $10 super chat from Regina Sharp. Up till now, I actually watched AEW more consistently than Raw or SmackDown. Wow, this is like a AA meeting, right? Like she said, my name's Regina. To be honest, with the opener, when the opener had MJF set up for a match with Darby, it literally reverse Foleyed me as I turned off the dang show. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Which is the comparison people are trying to make, that it was Darby's moment was like Foley beating winning the title in 1999, and
God,
they tried to make it that, especially with the announcers, with like Excalibur and Shivani, like Excalibur was like, "Yo, where were you the night that Darby Allin won?" I'm
gonna bring this up. She didn't super chat, but I'm gonna bring it up just to save face. She's saying, "It's not like I liked AEW better, okay? I just watched it more." I get it. Sometimes your schedule dictates what you watch more than other things. Also, WWE is missable. I'm not going to lie. You can miss WWE for like 2 weeks and be okay. AEW does tend to have kind of more of you can't really miss this show or else you'll be. I found that out specifically because when I was watching AEW, if I took like a week off and then I watched next week, I was like, I have no idea what the hell's going on because they don't update you at all about anything that happened. So
I've heard they're doing a better job with that, though.
They are.
Jake?
They are.
They are, but I have been watching it every week, so I kind of see what's going on with it. But they will. They have had more like the backstage segments that kind of explain stuff with it. But then they try to put stuff on the Collision, and it's like if you don't watch Collision, sometimes
right.
It's like, wait, why is this? Who is there? What? Yeah.
Is Excalibur still over explaining things?
Of course.
Is he just okay?
But honestly, a lot of times I tune him, like he just turns into white noise. And then you just have Shivani. Right. Oh, this is great. We've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen this level of violence. Like, you've been in the business for how long?
Well, now it is time to address. Let's talk about WWE. We're gonna go long tonight, guys. If you need to duck out, you're more than welcome to. I want to get through.
We reviewed WrestleMania. It was always gonna be a long time. My wife. Yeah.
But Drew McIntyre. So before WrestleMania weekend, Drew McIntyre took to the internets and he posted this.
My goodness, it is hot. It's hot right here in the UK. It'll be a whole lot hotter in Vegas, though. That's
I'm going to play this just in its entirety, okay? Because this is a fantastic clip, and it really does set up this next thing better than I could. By the way, like I said, if you have any, if you want us to address anything or you have any comments or anything, if you super chat, we will get to it at the end of the segment. And we will, if you do $50 more, we will get it as they come in. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. But yeah, let's listen to this here.
Irish
right.
Paul Bunyan.
It's Mania week.
Scottish.
Mania
Scottish.
week.
Sorry.
How'd it go by so quick? A lot of you listened to my PSA last year, and a lot of you didn't. So I thought I would try a different approach this year. And maybe a lot of you prefer this one. I know actually a lot of you prefer this one. And you'll take it quite literally. So here we go. Do interrupt us when we're having a conversation with friends and family. No one's more important than you in getting that selfie in that little moment of downtime we get. Do shove a camera in our face without asking. We love that. You don't need our consent. It makes for a better flow from visibly rushing to, our Uber or waiting for food or heading to an appearance as quick as we can. And we look like we're the ones in the wrong. We love looking like we're asses on camera. So, yep, definitely do that. We wait at the hotel or the airport for us. Nothing gives us more joy than seeing the same 20 people every day in the same spot. Yeah, the hotels are home for the week at WrestleMania, but hey.
Nice beard.
Me casa, su casa, I guess, right? Let's do some don'ts. Don't wear deodorant. No, forget about it. Just walk around stinky, smelly, in that desert heat. Yeah. That way you can leave a lingering smell all over our clothes when you invade our personal space during the appearances as a personal fave. Oh yeah, forget that deodorant. Who needs it? Here's another do. Do shove 100 things under our nose. We'll sign all of them. Those few minutes we have, we'll just give it all to you and make sure you have those empty Funkos so we can sign literally dozens and dozens for your many, many, many kids you claim you have.
I love that you claim you have.
What a line.
But I'm sure you guys too. I mean, it's only the busiest week of the year. And don't call us by our work names. Don't call us by our wrestler names. No, call her by our government names instead. You know us so well, obviously. We love it when you do that. Especially the girls. Yeah, make sure you call them by their...
I said I was going to let this go, but oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Like, he's so specific about everything.
The name's really, that was great. No, this is... Drew's just, Drew's doing the Lord's work, man. He really is. He's
on the set of Highlander.
Brad, I'll get you to this. I'll get you this right after the show, I promise. Okay, here we go.
Government names, it's not weird, it's not creepy at all because you watch us on TV, so you know us like that. And those ones that believe they actually know us who send gift cards to us because they have a personal relationship with us online and believe it's actually us. Yeah, you guys are the best and the smartest. Yeah, definitely come over and say hello. Well, that's it, I guess. Thanks for listening. Happy Mania week, and please take me quite literally.
What's
gift
that?
Cards, not the gift cards.
Do you understand why I put this first? Do you understand why I did that one first? So let's look at what actually happened during WrestleMania.
Thank you, Drew. You are the best. Thank you, Drew. Drew McIntyre in the house.
So here's Drew. He's being nice. He's like, okay, there's some kids here. I'm gonna take a picture with these kids, right? And you think that, that everyone would get it. A normal human being would look at the situation and be like, oh, that's nice of him. He's taking a photo with some kids, and then he's going to go back. He's taking time out of his day. That's the normal human reaction to this. But let's see what happens here. Every adult in the world.
Jesus Christ.
Lord.
They start chanting.
Imagine if you're just in the hotel trying to gamble or like have them be like, and you're not a wrestling fan and you didn't know it was this weekend.
It's insane. So there was a lot of problems. I didn't really introduce the segment, so I'll do it now. There were a lot of problems WrestleMania weekend of these guys getting mobbed and all kinds of stuff during while they were at MGM Grand. And a lot of people are kind of blaming WWE. I mean, there is an aspect of it that TKO is definitely at fault for. There should have been, but at the same time, when you look at like an NFL team and a baseball team or something like that, not every single player on their team has personal security when they go to events or when they do shows, when they have games. So it's I don't know.
Is it one of those things where, and I'm just spitballing here. It's one of those things where maybe Drew, and this is not a fault of Drew at all, but just maybe put a hat on and some sunglasses and give maybe the appearance that you're trying to like not be. I mean, you're not wearing a hat. You're not wearing, and I'm not saying that what these people are doing is right, but like, come on, dude. I mean,
here's what I would say. You have multiple countries and cities and states and governments trying to get into trying to be the WrestleMania site, right? It is a big deal every year, right?
Right.
When you are making that deal, this security needs to be a part of it. It needs to be.
Right.
I don't think the TKO should be the ones hiring security, but I do think that if they are at a place like the MGM Grand, we'll get to that in a bit. But if your wrestlers are staying at a place, you need to make a deal with the hotel and say you better have good security, because if you don't, we are never coming back here again. Like you need to have something like that. That's the only way you can really do it, because TKO cannot be expected to hire security for every wrestler they have. Because if they do, then it's going to get to a situation where like an NXT guy is going to be like, well, are you going to get me secure? I heard that Sol Ruka had security. Why don't I have security? You can't do that in contracts, but you can do it when you're making deals with the hotels and the cities and the arenas. You can do deals there where you say our guys better be protected.
Right.
And they weren't. It wasn't done. So
can I just? I'm sorry.
No, you're
just
fine.
real quickly. There was a couple of people in the chat. Yeah, like Drew is 6'5". Yeah, I completely understood, but I think that he would feel a little bit more comfortable shooing away people if he's in a hat and glasses, and he would probably feel maybe just a tad more comfortable saying like, no pictures, please, because just by appearances, he's not looking like Drew McIntyre. You know what I mean? Like he's looking like somebody who wants to try to stay private, wants to keep to himself. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And I get that, but I can't be, I'm not going to be, I don't like adding on to the idea of like, well, they signed up for it.
Oh, no, I'm not going that route.
There's a level of it too, where it's just so many people.
Well, there's a lot of podcasts. We'll get into it later. I have clips, but there were even like WWE focused podcasts who were like, it's what these guys sign up for. And yes, I get it. Like you do have to deal with a certain amount of this, but no one would expect like, okay, let's look at like the CM Punk thing. I have the video here pulled up, but like, I really don't think that when you sign up to be a wrestler, that you're considering the idea that like your wife can't have a private moment with somebody in public. You know what I mean? Like, let's look at this video. And this is the full video, by the way. This is the
other thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The one thing about the security is like, yes, you can have, but then you're gonna like have trusting. Like if individual security things or whatever. Like remember what happened with Chapel Rowan, where like the kid went to like apparently a kid looked at her and like she didn't even realize it is what she said, but then her security guard went up and yelled at people for it. It's like there's no real right way to do it except for the fact of like unless you block out the hotel or just maybe people don't be such giant pieces of shit. And the problem is when there's so many people like. It doesn't start that way. It starts with a few, and then they all just kind of swarm in, and it's just. I mean, this is a new thing. I swear, since COVID, I kept saying there's a lot of people who forgot how to people. Like they forgot how to be a human being after COVID, and like they just never recovered from any of it, and it's just embarrassing.
All right, so let's get through this here. Okay, so this first part is the video taken by the fan. Apparently AJ and Bailey were having some kind of moment here. Okay, so
he's got a nice 360 shot, that's for damn sure.
I'm gonna mute it here. So you can see Bailey, and Bailey's like, okay, please go.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And then so that was where Punk happened. So Bailey clearly was telling him to go. Let's listen to it.
Like we walked away. Like they walked into like the elevator step. Like the elevator.
She said, "Get out of here." You can hear her say, "Get out of here."
And like AJ's leaving, like she's got they got their luggage, they're leaving the hotel, and AJ Lee isn't coming back for a while. Like
right,
she's,
and this guy, get out of here. And Punk's like, "No, knock out of your hand," right?
Right.
And so and then we got this video. This is the video that was posted on TMZ, which, by the way, we found out later, TMZ actually paid somebody for this video. This wasn't like
of course they
TMZ,
did. That's what they do.
Right, but this wasn't like a TMZ reporter out there doing this. This was somebody else who got the video. It's important to point that out, considering what some people are saying about it. So,
Booker T coming out of nowhere.
Yeah. So since then, reports have been coming out. Now, I don't know why I'm even mentioning this, but like there's some dude who's like a pro wrestling powerhouse or something who's just like I've seen his posts constantly on Twitter where it's just, CM Punk broke the law. He's a terrible man and he broke the law and he attacked. Look, I guarantee CM Punk knocked that thing out of his head because he's like, I'll pay the $900 for the phone. I don't give a shit. Like CM Punk knew what he was getting into with that, but that's not the end of it. Okay. So let's look at, we had Drew here. I need to blow this up so I can see it correctly. For those fans who spend hard-earned money on a chance to say hello, to take a photo, have something signed, or give me one of my many bracelets, I appreciate each and every single one of you. To those who rushed my family and I in the hotel, kept your kids up till 3 a.m., throwing them in front of us, or shoved a camera in my face without asking, you're lucky I'm calm-natured person outside the ring. Please don't ever do that again. So they were all having issues. In addition to that, you had Damian Priest, who prior to the incident involving CM Punk and a man filming Bailey and AJ Lee, Damian Priest had to step in and help a female talent get away from a similar group of people trying to surround her for photos and autographs. The lack of security at the hotel was a topic of conversation over WrestleMania weekend. That's not the end of it.
Of course not.
So we have Javon Evans. Javon Evans, this guy is such a nice guy. It was very difficult, but I always remembered being younger and not being able to buy WrestleMania tickets or like wrestling tickets in general. I was happy to just see a wrestler walking around. That would have made my day. I always kind of put myself in that situation. And anytime I get to chat up a fan, I usually do, unless they're doing too much or I'm in a rush or I'm in a bad mood. It's very difficult, but I'm very cool. But it's very cool too. You're building a connection with the fans. Jade Cargill, what they do is people get this is the most important one, I believe. What they do is people get their kids to ask to sign the autographs. The parent is right there. It's 4:00 in the morning at the airport. Why is your kid there? They have school. What are we doing here? But no, I appreciate our fans. If anything, it shows us what we're doing is worthwhile because people don't see the dark side of wrestling as far as the traveling is so tough dealing with it. So it's
people just expect them to be on all the time. Like they are human beings. Like people just expect them to be like they're on TV the entire time. It's just ridiculous.
And there's a lot of people that are like blaming. They're just saying like, well, what do you expect? You want to be a wrestler? It's like, no. You shouldn't have to deal with this stuff. That's my opinion. I don't.
I'm kind of betting that this is the last time, though. I would think that moving forward, they will invest in they're going to.
Oh, yeah, dude. Next year, it won't be CM Punk slapping the phone out of the hand. It'll be a sword chopping off that fucking hand.
It'll even be, well, I'm not me. I'm just talking like even SummerSlam or whatever. Like moving forward, I feel like it's just going to be a thing. Oh, I
saw a lot of people who were online being like, well, WWE fans are just weirdos. So let's listen to a bunch of AEW fans talk about how you can.
Yeah, there's weirdo fans everywhere.
This you want to build this clip awful. This is awful. This is from another podcast that we do.
Yeah, some other podcast.
Some other podcast.
Is this the one about showing up early?
Yes, it is. Absolutely, sir. That's why I pulled it.
So Mr. Nicebeard up there.
Yeah,
Mr. Nicebeard up there and his 3 cohorts are talking about the young lady down at the bottom.
Sorry, I had to. My bad.
Elise there is going to her very first AEW show. She wants to know from Nicebeard's when's a good time to show up to the arena.
Yep.
I mean, what time you should get there? I would like to say like 9:30, 10 o'clock at the very latest.
What? You can pause it right there.
9:30
a.m.
10 o'clock in the morning. Yes.
At least I'm not trying to defend it. At least he's there at the arena and not the airport or the hotel. The arena, I at least will give you that. But 9:30 in the morning, fuck's sake.
I don't, dude. This seems like a step-by-step guide on how to stalk your favorite wrestler. That's what this came off as.
Stars.
Can you imagine okay, we're making really, really funny jokes here, but I don't that's not important. So let's get back to what they're saying here. 7 hours before it starts.
Really? You're not fucking kidding.
Like I know Aubrey says they have to say like I know Aubrey says they have really early call times on pay-per-view days because that's why
they're talking about their call times.
Yeah.
So that they know when to get there so that they actually see people and they don't miss them. They are
Aubrey too, just Aubrey. Like
I know.
And this is just an AEW event. Can you imagine what the itinerary must be for a fan who's into WWF or WWE? Like, come on now.
It's just I'm not gonna play this whole thing. If you want to listen to it, you can go check us out over at This Is Awful. Or you can a Beard, I believe, posted this on his Twitter page. So you can check that out there. But I just want to show you there are podcasts that are basically giving you step-by-step guides on how to stalk wrestlers.
I was one of them.
I know. It's crazy. But to anyone now, did you see the thing about the Punk fan now? Listen.
He just wants an apology.
I just want an apology. Shake my hand. I'm not going to sue you or put you in jail. I just want
put him in jail.
You can't do either one of those things.
Talking about
put him in jail. He didn't punch you in the face. He got your phone out of your hand. Even if it is assault, it's not assault and battery. You're not going to jail.
At most, he would have to give you $1,000 for your phone. At most, that's what would happen. Okay.
What would he be able to do with the footage anyway? If he was told by the people who's filming, hey, listen, dude, put that thing down. That's enough. All that.
Yeah, he thinks it's like this feeling that he won the trauma lottery. Right? Like it's like, oh, well, CM Punk knocked my phone, so that means that I'm gonna be a millionaire now. Right. It's ridiculous. And you know what drives it is tribalism. The idea that like all the dirt sheets and all those places were posting stuff about how, oh, well, WWE needs to supply better security for their wrestlers. Well, so what happens is that he thinks that it's not his fault. He thinks that he's not responsible for what happened. It's not my fault. It's their fault. Everyone supports me. I can do this now because TMZ paid for this video. So
look at his Gorky frame to begin with. Like he's already starting off on the bad foot.
And leaning forward too. What is that?
Bent back.
Right. I want to make it very clear. You know whose comment I thought was the best in this situation was MJF, who said, I think it's time that we start punching fans again.
He ain't wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I'm not. So I would feel this way no matter what company the person works for. No one deserves this. And for anyone who thinks that like, oh, well, I mean, you're in a public space. MGM has a policy. It's written right here. While the lobby is public area, it is private property owned by MGM Resorts. The company's policy, consistent across its properties, requires that all filming and photography in public areas must be approved in advance by the Public Relations Department. This policy is designed to protect the privacy and safety of all guests. Even for personal use, filming other guests without their consent is not permitted under these rules. So CM Punk wouldn't have gotten in trouble regardless.
Right. But the trauma lottery that really got me. He really thinks he's somebody. Like he's gonna.
That's what it is. That's the comment. Is that he went online and he saw that there's a bunch of tribalism and there's people trying to get gotchas on WWE. So like whose fault this really is this fault? This is the fault of TKO. That guy didn't do anything wrong. And so he saw that and he's like, oh, I can make my money now. But the truth is, when Vince McMahon, years ago, when Vince McMahon goes, pal, we need to bring wrestling to the masses. We need to bring wrestling to the working man. What he actually did was he brought wrestling to a bunch of people who are antisocial, who may not.
And I'm telling you, man, COVID just changed people. Like
right?
Yeah. And then social media. I saw Unknown Samples use the Mike Tyson quote of like, social media made y'all way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it. Somebody should bring back Dr. D. Like they just
thank you, Unknown Samples, by the way.
Yeah. Just come on.
No, yeah. I fully next year. Well, not next year, probably because they're in Saudi, and Saudi seems to be better about this stuff.
Yeah, you'll lose a head.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Say what you want about
Bag
Saudi.
over your head, and all of a sudden you disappear. Oh boy.
What about Saudi?
I'm even thinking like SummerSlam though. They'll have better security.
Yeah, but say what you want about Saudi, but Liv Morgan is completely safe in Saudi Arabia. I promise you that.
No one's coming after Bailey in Saudi.
Right. Let's see here. We got a little super chat here from Ritosaurus. Thoughts on Sid and Bad News Brown getting shortchanged? I don't know, dude. I watched the Hall of Fame ceremony. They got like
the video packages were shorter, but like I think people were like, oh, it's the legacy wing. I'm like, the legacy wing just means a shorter video package.
It just means they're dead. It just means they're dead, guys.
Right. We don't need their kids giving a speech. Does no one remember when Vader's kid tried to give a speech?
Or
like
Paul
that was
Bearer's
the last
kid.
one. Yeah. I mean, I've heard like that there's certain things like maybe it should be a little bit more. I could give you that, but I have no issue with it being the legacy wing with that because you're
like
dead.
I have a feeling that if they built an actual Hall of Fame, there would not be a separation between. Like I don't think that there would be a legacy wing pushed back into the back corner where it's all the like. I think it would just be one big place, and maybe the celebrity wing is different. But I think it's just a way to distinguish why we don't have people out here accepting the awards.
You're still getting inducted. It's still part of the thing, and we don't need your the thing is long enough. The Hall of Fame ceremony. We don't need your family trying to give a speech for somebody who doesn't speak that well in public. I'll give Stephanie McMahon's kids credit. They were actually pretty good.
I saw something that AJ actually like cut his time. But that makes sense for AJ. AJ seems like a guy,
right? He would be that guy. Yeah, you're right. I enjoyed the Hall of Fame. It
was much better than it has been in the past few years.
Yeah, well, last year was Triple H went for way too long and whatever. Yeah, this year was much better with it. That theater that they did it in, that was a really nice place. It seemed really good. I liked it. It didn't go too long. It was good. I enjoyed it.
All right. We're gonna get into 3, 4, 5 here, and if anybody has anything else, if you drop a super chat, $50 more, we'll interrupt. But otherwise, we're gonna have to wait until the end and make sure you are dropping us like. If you are not checking out the channel, by the way, we have been uploading videos throughout the week. So if you are missing the podcast live or you missed the first half, instead of having to go through and scrub and try to find, we actually cutting up the segments and releasing them separately on the main channel. So you can check that out. But it is time for 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to think of what to go with first because you know what? This is going to be the first thing. So Andres Hale, sorry. Working for ESPN. I will not be covering WrestleMania for ESPN. WWE denied my credentials and blocked my access. Neither I nor ESPN have been told why.
We need violins.
You can speculate on the reasons, but if you want answers, ask WWE. Let me know what they tell you. Finn, because I'm a douchebag.
Yeah, the feed really pissed me off.
Okay, awful. Read what Ron Killen said.
Because you're a bitch ass ninja. That's why. I said what I said.
So that came. So yeah, our truth said that, but people didn't really. So the initial reaction, and really not even the reaction that's still going on, is that he was rejected because of this, because he gave WrestlePalooza a bad review. right? That's the general consensus, is that he gave WrestlePalooza a bad review and WWE wouldn't let him in, which, by the way, okay, you're a private company. What am I going to do? You don't want him coming in there? I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't really complain that much when AEW does it, except for that Tony Khan claims he doesn't. If Tony Khan didn't claim he didn't do that, I wouldn't give a shit at all. It's just hypocrisy. That's the thing that bothers me about it.
When was WrestlePalooza anyway?
September
of last year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, talk about a long-term grudge. I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Receipts come.
Well,
in the wrestling business.
But also before you get there, why don't we show you a tweet that he made earlier than that? You want to read that out loud? Because I don't feel comfortable doing it.
Get R-Truth out of here. Lesnar should just kill him for cooning.
Yes. So maybe that might have something to do with it.
I did retweet R-Truth there tweet and just gave him I just put A+ as a shot.
So maybe that might have something to do with it. I don't know.
Twitter was the Wild West back then, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other tweets from him too.
I do, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. He's very, This was like the most shocking one that I could post.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of other things that he seems very racist and is he black? I can't tell. I don't know.
He's light skinned. Yeah, he's black.
He's black.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. In the picture he took with Tony Khan, he definitely looks black.
Okay, yeah. But there have been other things where he definitely seems somebody who you don't really want to be around. And honestly, like, yeah, if you are working for the company that just paid us $1 billion to be on your show and you gave us a bad review, maybe I don't invite you to dinner. I mean, maybe I don't know, but there's plenty of reasons to not involve him. But my question to you and the topic, and if we don't go 5 minutes, I'll stop earlier. But the topic is, do wrestling companies have to let reporters in? If you write for ESPN, does that mean that you are entitled to it? And if I get a super chat during this, I will actually break. But go ahead and let us know. I'll let you start.
No. I got some time here. I guess I'll talk about how I sharpened my lawnmower blades this weekend.
Well, I mean, okay.
No,
so I think there is an expectation when you're talking about real sports, or when you're talking about the government, or you're talking about news, where it's like, yes, a reporter at that point would, yeah, of course, if you deny them credentials, then there's an issue. But if you're denying a guy credentials so that he can come in and ask, is Finn Balor going to be the demon at SummerSlam again? Like, who cares, God? You guys are taking yourselves way too serious.
This is what corporations do. This is what they do. Like, this is like entertainment for corporations like this. Yeah, like, you see what we did? That Andreas Hale, we didn't let him in, snicker, snicker, chuckle, chuckle, and all that shit. I mean, it just comes with the territory. He just made it a big deal because he posted it on Twitter. Nobody would have ever known about it or anything like that. And he should have known it was coming to begin with. Come on now. You're a smart guy. If in 2015 you wrote something about the R-Truth Coonan, what did you think? It wasn't going to come back to haunt you? I mean, especially after WrestlePalooza, which was September of last year. Like, they keep tabs on this type of shit. They're a $1 billion company.
I'm laying down the gauntlet right now. I'm laying down the gauntlet. We have a podcast. We make money. I bought a new computer off our podcast. I deserve a press pass to either AEW or WWE. And if I don't get credentials, then you are you're violating my rights.
I want a flight to London. I want to be set up for All In Wembley. Yeah.
Get me there. I deserve it. Like, that's the thing. It's like, why is Andrew Hale more important than anyone else? You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Jake, what do you think? Do you deserve a press pass?
I do. Yes. Does he though? No. But
right.
No. It's just one of those. I mean, it's the entitlement, and then the way he was so bad about it, and he also too, from what I saw, people were acting like he got kicked out of WrestleMania, and I don't know. I saw a bunch of different tweets where he was definitely, he's definitely an AEW sicko that just happens to work for ESPN. And then when ESPN got the deal with WWE, he's kind of taken that chance. That's why he gave WrestlePalooza a C. Like, I mean, and it wasn't even that he gave it a C. Like, from what I saw of the actual like writing of the review, it almost was like he gave it an F. But I think C was what he did because his bosses like made him.
But yeah, like I said, being a journalist is not entitled. Does that mean that you're entitled to getting free shit? I'm sorry. That's not what that means. Sometimes you have to be like us plebeians and actually pay for the show. You know, I don't know. Do we have anything else to say about this, or can I?
There's a super chat. There's a super chat that goes to it.
Let's bring up. I said I would, so let's bring up the super chat here. It's like why did my screen get smaller? This is like someone getting angry they didn't get to interview Scarlett Johansson for Avengers Endgame after calling her a name. Yeah, I know Marv got really mad about that. I didn't mean that. That wasn't real. Thank you, Regina, for the $5.
No, I mean, it's just like, and it's what they call, it's what I would call a complete nothing burger, but he tried to make it something to just fan the flames because he's a tribalist with it. It's from what I've seen of him. I'd never really heard of him specifically before this happened, but I know that about the C grade. And then people, the internet's forever. Even if you delete the tweets, somebody screenshotted that shit, and there was like a list of them that somebody posted. I think it might have been Meltzer said what, or Triple H's thoughts. One of those two guys posted. Like,
should I do
all this stuff?
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to apply to get a press pass next time AEW comes to St. Louis or Kansas City. And then if they don't give it to me, I'm going to make a big deal about it. You know?
Yeah.
But the point is that, yes, every company does this. Every company on earth does this. Every governing body does this. But the only reason that we get on AEW about it is because they claim they don't. If they would just shut up about it, then it wouldn't be a big deal. But
that seems like a lot of things around AEW, and specifically Tony Khan. Like, oh, we're the safest company in wrestling. Like, you didn't need to say that. You didn't need to say that. And he said he always makes these grandiose claims about it. Like, just don't. If you don't say that, then we're not gonna prove. They're not gonna show guys getting dropped on their head, or like Adam Cole getting his back under the ring apron or whatever.
Yeah, we thrive on hypocrisy.
Hit my time. No, it's like I saw it ending. I'm like, I can hit this time. I can do that.
All right. We aren't done here. Let's see. We aren't gonna get 5 minutes out of this, but awful. Tales from the top rope.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
AEW and Adult Swim have a show on YouTube now called Tales from the Top Rope.
Is this where RJ City's been since they canceled his Hey EW?
I don't know.
Looks like he drew it too.
It's an animated show. Awful. Can you read the views at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, 14,000 views in 5 days.
5 days.
Wow.
14,000. Like if
if
we got 14,000 views, I'd be really excited, right? Like I'd be like, oh man, we got 14,000 views. I'm also not a $1 billion wrestling company.
Neither is AEW. Let's get that straight first and foremost. They're not a $1 billion company.
No, they spend billions of dollars on their company. They may not be a $1 billion revenue company, but especially if you listen to our buddy Mole, they are definitely a $1 billion company in some. And so,
just with maybe a negative in front of it, yeah.
Right, yeah. So let's run the count. I don't think we're gonna go 5 minutes on this one.
Are we playing this thing? Because I'd love to see it.
I can't. Maybe we can do it on This Is Awful and just cut it out or something. But it would. It's made by Adult Swim. So Awful, tell me your thoughts. What do you think about AEW doing a cartoon on YouTube and getting 15,000 views? Their first episode, by the way, was about Darby Allin and about his history. The whole idea of it is that they are telling the backstories of these wrestlers during these things. So personally, I think it's time that this seems like something that happened before the sale.
Chat, didn't he ask me? I'm not sure.
We're not going to get 5 minutes out of this, so I want to set it up enough. I think this is something that happened before the sale of Warner, and it's just kind of bled over. But yeah, awful. What do you think this is a good idea? Do you think AEW is in a position to expand into this kind of stuff? What do you think?
It's a fantastic idea. We need more of it. You know, not only do we need more of this, we need Vince Russo writing this cartoon. See, because the sooner this whole thing ends, the better. So I can't believe. Say again? Yeah.
No, keep going. I thought you were done.
No, this is. I mean, without seeing the cartoon, I can't really critique it as I'd like, and as I'm sure a lot of people would like to hear. But yeah, I can only imagine what train wreck this fucking thing has got. So didn't they just cancel a fucking YouTube only show for AEW? Yeah, the podcast
with Aubrey Edwards and Will Washington. Yeah.
Is this in its place?
Well, they also RJ City used to have Hey EW too, and that was canceled.
Yeah, that's done too.
And like here's the and again, and like I don't know how long this cartoon took to make, so maybe they had it in the pipeline beforehand. But about like a month ago, maybe less, NXT started doing like NXT Origins on like on TV as like a 2 to 5 minute segment of kind of the same kind of thing. They did it with Damian Priest, they did it with Tiffany Stratton, of like showing their career of how they were built themselves at NXT to then go up to the main roster, and it's literally called NXT Origins. So if this is AEW Origins, it's just more of their unoriginal bullshit. You know,
can I also the slop rope?
They also the slop rope, yeah, because it's unoriginal. They can only ever steal ideas or take somebody else's idea and try to tweak it. Just like their camera angles and everything else. Like they just see what WWE does and copies it. That's what kills me.
Thank you, original.
$5.
Yes, I'm gonna apply some pressure. Who in the chat wants to see this thing? Can we cut this out afterwards? Can we make this like a live exclusive?
Regina for $5. Darby skateboards on Death Space. It should be enough. Thank you, Regina.
Thank you. It's not even 4 minutes. It's 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It's not even that long.
Yeah, it's very short.
I just found it on YouTube.
Yeah. Like I think Jake, if you want to, we should watch it on awful.
We should watch it now.
We can't watch it now. I can't. We don't have time, and it'd take too much. But I can get it ready for Saturday if you want to. We can do it. We can do it. We can watch it live and then cut it out of the replay is what we'd have to do. But if you want to do that, that means that the chat has to show up live though,
right?
Because they're not going to catch it on the replay. Maybe later when we get.
Yeah, it'll have to be an exclusive. We'll watch it on Saturday.
Maybe later when we get member stuff going. Yeah, but we'll watch it on Saturday. Definitely. But this turned into a plug, so I'm going to take off the timer here because that's not what it was meant to be. But yeah, we will watch it. We will definitely watch it on Saturday. The problem is that YouTube, stuff that's on YouTube specifically, gets copyright struck automatically. And since I don't own this channel, I can't make those decisions. But if you're making those decisions, then we can.
Yeah, because we'll cut it out in the replay.
Yeah, we can do that on
replay crew.
You gotta be there live.
Unless you're when we do memberships, eventually we will add it to our memberships. So
like a Patreon.
Yeah. Well, not Patreon. We're doing memberships, but yeah.
I mean, like the same kind of idea.
Yeah. And there's one last thing we want to get to. By the way, thank you, Regina Sharp. And like I said, if you donate, we will do it in the middle of the thing. And if you do $50 more, we'll do it immediately. Make sure you're liking below. We have one last thing. There's a big weird thing going on with the AEW merchandise.
Oh yeah, I was like, what are we? I forgot what the last thing was. Yep, nope.
Really, really weird. So, I'm trying to find it here. Okay, so. I guess I thought I had the thing. Maybe I don't. Anyway, there was a story that was put out, or somebody posted on Reddit that the AEW merch, AEWshop.com got shut down, and that all of the people there got fired, right? And then Pro Wrestling Tees posted, the person who made the Reddit post circulating has no knowledge of our business. Nothing on that post is true, except that we unfortunately told some of our contracted designers that we would not need them for as many AEW designs anymore. Now, AEW has cut ties with Pro Wrestling Tees. They're not using Pro Wrestling Tees as their designer anymore. Some of the AEW designers are still contracted. Nothing has changed otherwise. We are still fulfilling merchandise for AEW. Okay. So there's been a lot of conflicting reports. Somebody, where is this? Oh God, stupid StreamYard. So there's been a lot of conflicting reports about whether or not AEW actually shut anything down. I'm trying to buy time here so I can pull it up again.
No, there was a great comment in the chat that said, "What a shirt show."
Hey, yo. Okay, is this? I believe this one is it. So let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So this guy posted that he says, my time with AEW has come to an end. Thank you to everyone who supported me during the journey. I'm disappointed, but also super grateful for the opportunity and the work that I was able to do. As always, my commissions are open. If you need any design work done, hit me up. So very conflicting reports. There was the Reddit post that said they were closed down, and then there was the Pro Wrestling Tees post that said, no, we're not. All kinds of weird stuff. But then also, while all of this is going on, AEW announced that they were ending, Triller announced that they are ending AEW Plus, which isn't surprising. Triller is having issues, and they just did the AEW Now or whatever, My AEW. So,
right, yeah.
We're writing to let you know that AEW Plus is being discontinued. AEW and Ring of Honor pay-per-views are no longer available for purchase on Triller. If you have an active AEW subscription, it will end on your next billing date. You have full access until that date. Any pay-per-views you previously purchased will remain available to watch in your account. Okay. So the reason I brought this up, the reason I thought that it was important to talk about is, does AEW seem to be completely like cutting out any third-party stuff? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it seems to me, is that AEW is bringing everything in-house. And I want to get Awful. You're the designer here, so what do you think? You think it's a good idea or a bad idea to do that?
Yeah, they probably hired some of the graphic designers for in-house work from here on out and got rid of the trash. Now it becomes clear why there were so many goddamn t-shirts out on the market for AEW to begin with. They were outsourcing their designs to other people, and they were really kind of just, there was no quality assurance. There was no one really like doing checks and balances on their designs, and they were kind of like saying yes to anything because they wanted to keep these guys in business, because we know how Tony Khan operates on that certain level. Like, he believes that like is like charity to him. But now money's got to be tight. You gotta tighten the shoestring budget, so to speak. I mean, if you're not making profit, do you think they made profit this year anyway?
No,
I don't think they did. Yeah, I don't think they did.
I kind of have it on good authority that they didn't. So,
right.
Yeah.
So you got to get rid of the fat. And if getting rid of your design team, I mean, my God, what do you need outsourcing designs for anyway? First off, you should have never had that many goddamn t-shirts to begin with. Like, why are there 4 different t-shirts for Willow Nightingale?
You know what I think it is?
You know what I mean?
Pro
Like,
Wrestle Tees. They don't. That's why they don't sell them at the arenas, because the shirts are made print to order on Pro Wrestle Tees.
Terrible.
This might be crazy. But look at the amount of sales that Danhausen is having in WWE right now, right? Like, his t-shirts are the top sellers in WWE. I think that he sold enough to where they could look at the merchandise stuff and just be like, it's doing fine. We don't need help. Everything's fine the way it is, because Danhausen was carrying their merchandise department. And now that he's gone, they have to make cuts. They have to face the real world, which is, Danhausen was a viral, crazy thing that only comes around once in a unicorn. And he can support you enough to where you don't have to make changes to your merch sale, merch, whatever it's called. Anyway, Awful, go ahead.
None of their designs, we saw some of their designs way back in the day on This Is Awful.
Awful.
None of their designs have any subtlety in them. Nor is there any cleverness in them. Nor is there any creative flair. Like it all just seemed like it was AI slopped together. Like it was just like, make me a cartoon version of Mercedes Monet for me, and then slap that on a t-shirt, and it was just like, damn, what in the Wendy Williams is going on here with this t-shirt? Like things that were disjointed, too many cooks in the kitchen, and now they've got to get rid of some people. But it's a good idea.
I honestly believe that Danhausen was keeping them up to a point where they could kind of ignore it. It wasn't like making a ton of money, but it wasn't losing money, and they could just kind of be like, okay, we're doing fine. We don't need to worry about it. Now he's gone, and they realize that they have nothing coming in. Now, Jake,
for one Danhausen t-shirt, there were 5 Britt Baker and fucking bullshitty,
that weren't selling, right? Yeah,
that were just terrible.
Right,
zero-sum game.
To order because it was Pro Wrestle Tees. I just wonder if this is going to be, is Colt Cabana going to go on his podcast and trash him now?
Yeah, really.
Fat they trim? No, I'm just kidding. No, I just was curious. Like I was, what was on the WWE site for Danhausen, and I literally typed in WWE shop on Google, and the first, Google does predictions. The first one was Danhausen.
No,
WWE shop Danhausen.
He legitimately has the top 3 selling. Selling merchandise,
and they got a ton of shit for it. They got tons in different signs. Oh, if you got a super chat.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I was gonna give her the last one. So.
Perfect. All right, yeah, go. I always thought it was Pro Wrestle Tees, but like one of the first This Is Awful episodes, you guys were on the AEW shop site, and I pulled up. It was the exact same contact page, just with different graphics.
Yeah,
they definitely were just using Pro Wrestle Tees. That's why they had nothing. They didn't have shit for merch at the shows because everything's print to order, and it's Colt fucking Cabana.
And remember, they shut us down halfway through the show. They pulled down.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay,
shut down the site.
Regina Sharp for $10. Last word. It kind of cracks me up that this company that avoided physical sales like the plague, but then depended on pay-per-view and television. Also, I bet the designers got paid by the shirt design, not the sales. Absolutely, they did. That's not even a question. But thank you very much, Regina Sharp.
They got paid for those designs. Jesus Christ.
Well, they got paid. They got commission.
Yeah, no.
It couldn't have been a lot of money. I mean, especially if they're not printing the designs themselves.
Oh no, they're using YouTube artists. They're going from the same pool of people that like the big streamers use for their thumbnails. That's what they're doing.
Does that bring in the money? I mean,
for who?
I don't know. For the designer, I guess. I mean,
when you're a 14-year-old kid sitting in your home typing on Grok and saying, "Make me this," sure. Yeah, it'll make money because you weren't making anything before. So it's zero to,
it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what these people, that's what they're just quote unquote designers are, is they're just people who have a lot of time. I'm not a good designer. I'm not, but I can make decent thumbnails because I have a lot of time on my hands.
I got a lot better with it in this last year. If you go on my page and look at the ones I was first doing, they're terrible. They're still not great, but yeah, I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it because I came into this with zero knowledge.
I
had to teach myself.
I have one more. Guys, are we okay with doing one more? Are we okay with doing one more? Jake or Awful, are you okay with it?
I'm good. I got nowhere to be. It's only 8:00 for me.
Okay, we got one more.
I did the cluster yesterday. I did a spot with Sean Ross.
Never mind. I'm done.
Is anyone going to care about this? You know what I mean? But then, because Sean was an actual official entrant, and I was just watching the show and tweeting the whole time. And then I was going to enter from my seat. So I didn't know if, is this going to work or whatever. So when Sean came out, you know what everyone chanted?
I'm so glad he's giving us the backstage fucking...
And then, as soon as they did that, the camera guy
I didn't even know that.
showed me, and then everyone figured out what it was. And so it actually did work out.
He wrote it.
Okay, so I'm not going to go through that whole thing, but Sean Ross Sapp and Brian Alvarez had some stuff going on. But let's go over some of the stuff that happened at the independent wrestling shows on WrestleMania weekend. You had GCW, Joey Janela Spring Break. A rope broke, and they continued wrestling while the rope broke. At one point, Masato Tanaka and Gringo Loco had to brawl on the second rope, which was now effectively the top rope, and then flip on a horizontal ladder, possibly got them injured.
God.
Sandman had his retirement match against the Invisible Man, who is managed by Bill Alfonso, and
8,000 run-ins, right?
Yeah, Mick Foley interfered in the match. Referee Rosie the ref was hospitalized because she worked 7 events over the weekend and got dehydrated. Mosh of the Headbangers was unable to compete during an injury, forcing Hornswoggle to take his place. Let's see here. There was a show called Ponder Mania that was supposed to be all women. They ended up having like 4 men fight and they did intergender matches because they couldn't because women kept getting injured and they weren't able to fill up the card. Joey Janela faced Brody Lee Jr. Joey Janela faced Brody Lee Jr., who was 14 years old in the match. And there was the Clusterfuck Battle Royal, which contained I'm not going to name all the names, but we can talk about Starboy, who was listed as Starman and competed as the character from the NES game. You also had the Invisible Man.
An awesome character to play, by the way.
Yeah, it was awesome to play. You also had the Invisible Man, who returned after beating He beat Sandman, by the way. Frank the Clown, the guy, the clown who dated Mick Foley's daughter. You had 4 dinosaurs. You had Tombstone Jesus.
Wait, what?
Yes. The match was filled with gimmick eliminations, including D'Lo Brown entering as a referee / commentator, but eventually participating. And then the Starman character glitching out mid-ring until D'Lo suggested blowing on his cartridge.
Oh, like he's the Nintendo game. Oh my God.
All right. I'm bringing this up once and for all, and I think you're all going to agree with me. It's time to end the indie scene at WrestleMania weekend. It's over. It's done. This stuff is played. It's washed. It's ridiculous.
Well, they're not going to go. Well, they WWE did that by having it in Saudi next year, so it looks like they went out with a real bang. And hey, at least Sandman did the job on the way out. At least, I guess. This is terrible.
Awful. Are you like when I read that about Sandman or when I saw the clips, I was just like, what is this? What is going on? Like, this is Sandman. How is this his last match?
He needs a paycheck. I mean, Sabu's last match was against Joey Janela. So I mean, this is
know.
Just right. There's no pension for wrestlers. I mean, this is why
there's no respect. There's no that's the thing. Is like that's what really makes me angry about the whole hardcore wrestling fan culture is they pretend like, oh, WWE is ruining the business by having Danhausen there. Meanwhile, they have Sandman, a legend, ending his career against the Invisible Man. They have matches stopping so he can blow into a Nintendo cartridge. They have referees getting it's ridiculous. And to act like it is any better than what you see on TV Mondays and Fridays is insane.
Nope. I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. I'm not going to advocate for the aftermath of a professional wrestler after over 100 years of this same type of thing. They know exactly what they're getting into. I know I didn't use it before. I'm going to use it in this instance. In professional wrestling, I don't know what they do in the NFL, but I know they have at least people going out there and talking to the rookies like, listen, man, don't fuck with the hose, save your money, watch your investments and all of that. If you haven't gotten that speech when you get into professional wrestling, maybe you need to learn a thing or two about a thing or two. Because at this point, Sandman, I mean, I don't feel too terrible for him. I mean, he's retiring on his own terms and all that shit. No one told him to do what he did with his money or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. That's just the way I feel about it.
But I mean, they're making Sean Ross Sapp and Brian Alvarez, part of their shows. They're like, I'm just saying that my whole point is like, yes, it makes me sad to see what came of Sandman, but to act like this stuff is higher and better than what we get on television is ridiculous. And
Who's saying that?
The internet, dude. I'm just talking to the internet right now. I'm having a one-on-one with the internet.
With the whole internet.
With Paul
Yeah.
Walter Hauser. Okay,
Oh, fuck.
that's who I'm talking to. Are those
There
guys?
it is. Yeah.
Justin Wang. Okay, that's what. Like, I like stupid stuff. We all know. Everyone here knows that I like stupid stuff, right? With it, that's not surprising to anyone.
Common knowledge. Yeah.
Common knowledge.
It is
And
known.
but like if I was going to an independent show with 150 people and I saw Starman, I'd be like, oh, this is great. I love this one, right? But if I go to a GCW show with thousands of people there and the match is interrupted so that they can blow on a Nintendo cartridge.
I mean, that was like with the matches where they used to do like the slow motion bullshit.
I hated that. I hated
yeah, no,
that.
it was terrible. It's the same. It's all in that same vein.
And
And
then,
it
yeah,
just,
they,
this has
they,
gone
that's
too
been
far.
going
They've
on for
killed it.
20 years and they haven't gotten anything new. Like, it's over. The whole randomness, like, oh, it's so funny. It's funny because it's random. Like, I don't.
It'll never be over.
It'll never be over, baby.
Lucy Moody said Chikara.
It's not over.
I would argue that at least Chikara had an excuse, right? Like, they existed in that weird world that it was like, and also, yeah, it ended. Chikara's not around anymore, and there's a reason Chikara isn't around anymore.
Right. It can only go so far until you're just getting. It's not ever weird. You're just being stupid. Like, there's nothing you can't. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Time for the indies to level up, wouldn't you say?
Well, and
Or level out.
I'm going to give the last word again to Regina Sharp because she's awesome.
Yes,
Holy
best.
crap. I now support having this thing in Saudi every year. It'll save indie lives.
I mean, yeah, it's at least Saudi Mania won't have all of the indies going over and doing all that stuff. And yeah, but I'd like to see what Paul Walter Hauser does with what he tweeted about.
Oh,
If you
gosh.
put that together. It'd be
I would
fair.
love to get Kev on to talk about this. Maybe sometime we can bring him in and we can kind of talk about, have a state of the indies show. Maybe
There you
know,
go.
we had
Kev's
Kev on
great.
this awful a few weeks ago, so I'm
Nice.
sure we could probably get him in. But thank
He
you
was a
guys.
hit.
He was a hit. We loved him. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Jake, go ahead and plug your stuff.
Yeah, no, youtube.com/altJake takes on. You can also find me on any platform, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, @altJake takes on. George and I do a AEW review show, so you guys don't have to watch. As we've seen, it's not any good, but George and I watch the show. We take notes and give you everything that happened so you don't have to watch. You can know what happened and make fun of the sickos on Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then on Sunday at 8:05 p.m. Eastern time, we have our roundtable discussion show where we will talk about whatever's going on and what we want to talk about in wrestling, and super chats can drive those conversations. So please subscribe to the YouTube. We are getting closer to 600 every day, and we're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year.
Thank you, Jake. Awful. Yep. We have a wrestling with Tism to look at this week, don't we?
God.
We have a wrestling with Tism to look at. We also have a couple other videos that we're going to be taking a look at. And of course, you know how it goes when the wrestling news stops, making fun of it begins. And that all happens on This Is Awful this Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Good Lord.
We might look at
I
the
glitched.
entire. We might actually look at the SRS Brian Alvarez segment on Saturday.
We could have did it tonight.
Oh, boy.
But we'll definitely
I
check
wanted
it
to
out
save
on
it. I
Saturday.
didn't want to steal the thunder. You came to me with it. And I'm like, I'm gonna give that to Awful. We're gonna do that there. But yeah, I definitely do want to look at the wrestling with Tism. They did a WrestleMania review, and I think that is definitely worth looking into. So we're gonna check that out. And
Also, thank you for the 1,100 subscribers.
Oh, we hit it
on the channel. Yeah,
Nice.
1,102, I believe. And that's all thanks to people like you in the chat. And
Awful, you're getting a new computer soon, aren't you?
yes,
Is
I
that the
am.
word?
I'm all out of crack.
Awful's getting a new computer. My next thing is a new mic. So we're getting there. But thank you very much, guys, for hanging out with us tonight. And as you know, Tooney Talk Wrestling every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. And throughout the week, the reason I said Thursday is because on Thursdays, Saturdays, and possibly Mondays, we're going to have videos. So even if you listen to this show live, just make sure that you are giving us a like on those videos, and maybe giving us a few minutes of watch time. We're trying to get back in the algorithm. It always helps. But we want to thank you for your support. Thank you for hanging out with us. And I guess that is it. So until next week, or depending on if you listen to Jake or Awful, Thursday and Saturday, get out of here!
Now, Perry the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator!
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you! Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. Well, you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing. Thank you!
I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks? For what?
Hi-ho from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you!
And viewers like you. Thank you.